Hey people, welcome to another edition, another episode of Words of Wisdom. It's food for thought. So today, again, I have the spirit move with me. So this is why I'm on here again today. Like I said, if you look at myself, I don't really do videos every day. Every day. I really don't. But like I told y'all before, when the spirit moved me and, it's something that the people need to discuss, we need to shed light on, and that's just exactly what I'm doing. So, without further ado, let's get to the topic today. People need to understand there's some shit going on. As you're following my channel and you're following the culture, because ain't nobody else culture going on or popping, but it be. So, that's that pop cult. They don't really call it pop. Like, everybody wants the thrill. So everybody want that thrill. Everybody want the thrill of the FBA or the original indigenous Americans, which is us, as you know. But I just want people to understand what's really going on. There's a heavy spiritual shift. And people need to realize the only reason why the spiritual shift is moving is because we're moving in the physical. We're pushing these things in the physical, which allows the spiritual to pick up on. So today, we're going to react to another 363 Empire with Radiohead, Brother Rich, and Top Cats, legendary Top Cats out here down in the South. He spoke about something very pertinent, which it was about destiny swapping. And this is the whole damn bang. The booty bop. The shaboom. This is what it's all about. Like Master Bobby would say, they want us to be them while they become us at the end of the day. And that's what this whole damn spiritual war is about. And it's going to get deeper than that. This is the first layer when it comes to that destiny swapping. Because now you got to realize what the true personnel or the true entity that they really want to swap destinies with. And we're going to get to that later, but for right now, we're going to work together on kicking these people ass, because again, the enemy and my enemy is my motherfucking friend, and that's how we're gonna roll, and that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like I say, this is only the beginning, baby. This is the beginning of the end. Or like that movie said, or the end of the beginning. Which one is it? So what movie that was? I watched some of the goddamn movies. My whole head is filled up with shit. But I love that shit, man. It's either this the beginning of the end or the end of the beginning. Which one you think is popping off? So without further ado, let's go on and get to Brother Rich talking to Top Cats about destiny swapping, man. You like Destiny Child. No. We're gonna say yeah. Destiny Child. Yep, we are Destiny Child. Not them Destiny Child, but we are the child, the children of destiny. So without further ado, let me get on this goddamn turtle, and we're gonna roll with some Top Cat now. Give me a second, we'll be right back. Let me put the marker where it's gonna go. Roll it. So, I won't let this show, because, like I said, I'm not trying to swagger drag, and I'm not trying to take nobody content. But what I want to do is promote what this here dude got going on with the cigars, because we in the South in Louisiana, and I definitely know about the tobacco. My grandmother, she used to have that corn pipe, and they used to grow, ain't no whole goddamn deal, but she grew her own goddamn tobacco. So that's why I know what's going on with that. You take that tobacco and you hang that in a little bit of old house. And I ain't gonna tell her the ritual, but that will do. But anyway, without further ado, let's go on and get to this video right quick. Roll it.
Before there was cigarettes, before there were brands, there was the leaf. Tobacco is one of the oldest forms of spirit communication known to humanity.
And I'm showing this for a reason. You see how you just saw that smoke? The smoke is physical. You understand? That represents wind or air. And the tobacco represents the earth. And also your breath is air. But I'm not going to put too much detail because, like I said, too many people be ears and too many people looking. I get a lot of people, traffic comes to my channel. And it's majority men, because of some content that I do talk about. some content that I remix. Yeah, and you know, a lot of it is pink people. It ain't even the brown people. You know, and I'm like, what the fuck? They see and they know what's going on. You see when you got them pink people around the corner? Let me see what's going on. That's when you know that you know. So I'm gonna finish let this roll, and let's get straight to the getting. Roll it.
Long before modern times, it was understood as a living messenger, a way for human intention to travel beyond the visible world and return with meaning.
I want y'all to pay attention to what he just goddamn said. And this is the whole crux of what I'm about to tell you. Now, if y'all understand that so well, why we can't move to that next goddamn piece? If y'all get it, though. This is why I don't understand why to stand still, because y'all doing all this. And y'all see it, but you just can't tie the shit together. That shit perplexes the hell out of me. So, without further ado, let's really get to the get. I've been saying that for like 2 seconds now, and I still ain't got to the goddamn video. So hold on, let me get this shit straight. Cause like I said, I don't want to get all of the commentary. Y'all need to go to 363 Empire and watch Brother Ridge's video in entirety. Again, I'm only using certain pieces to describe what the hell going on. And the reason why I use Top Cat, because I ain't got a goddamn content hopping in and shit, putting up this video and that video. It's all compiled. And I love efficiency. You understand? And effectiveness. So without jumping all over the place and fucking up shit, we gonna get it all in one spot. Right? Bird. Hold it.
At this time, so many people are waking up to America and what America means to so-called African Americans. Jesse Jackson just passed away. A lot of people feel as though that's cosmic symbology at its finest. That term has been put to rest.
Let me put them in the barrel. Yep, nick it in there. Roll it.
Along with the brother. May they both rest in peace, you know, but it's time to move on. We got a good show tonight. I was on TikTok and everybody's talking about, you know, how the Siberians ain't them. They ain't them. And we've been, you know, shit, it's a big destiny swap going on, and we've been scammed big.
Part of that shit that y'all need to hear. I need you to hear keywords. Like I said, I'm not trying to get all the dude content. I'm not. But when you start to say shit pertinent, then we on. You understand what I'm saying? This is just an echo chamber to put it out there. It's just needed. It's a hunk of murder syndrome. So, roll it.
Time, and you know, I said I had to I want to bring big.
Now hold on, I'm about to get to the getting in a few seconds. So give me a pause on this, and we're gonna pause for the cause. Hold it. Pause.
On that, you know, it's a new era, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of attention is here on America, you know, for so long.
Again, it's here in America because Master Baba done told us it's in the West. Again, I'm going to keep saying that shit so y'all tell you, so y'all get it, you know? So, it's a long video, so I'm not going to do a whole lot of commentary on this stuff because I have some very serious stuff to say. And for the most part, I make light of a lot of things, but overall, my shit is very serious. It's so serious, niggas scared of my channel. How you think? Roll it.
Mm-hmm. We've been, you know, programmed and conditioned to look outside of America, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And by...
And I always say that. All the archaeologists, all the digs, everything, all the discoveries, they don't never want to show any archaeological facts, finding, and whatever have you about America. Everything is about everywhere else but over here, because they hiding, you know? Out of sight, out of mind. They don't want nobody talking about the Grand Canyon, and don't want to, especially Louisiana, they keep hiding out shit out of Louisiana. I guess we're the last goddamn milestone they gonna actually start running across. When they start talking about Louisiana, then you know we fucking that goddamn close to the goddamn finish line. See, we the last piece of that puzzle. We're the last piece. Louisiana is the last piece of that goddamn puzzle. And until they start talking about it and shine that light, that's how you know we're moving closer and closer. Really?
By us doing that, we really kind of played in their hands, you know. So, and it took us out of our square, you feel me? And we so far away from our birth right now that it don't make no sense, you know.
And that's what I keep saying. They keep distracting y'all. The reason why we're so far from it because you keep getting distracted. And I'm gonna say we are only as a collective sense. Cause ain't me, bitch. It wasn't me. I'll be on here doing what I'm doing and saying what I'm saying. Cause let me tell you something. I don't like fame. Now I could dig fortune, but I don't want to be all in the limelight, motherfucker. Put it all on my goddamn energy and shit. Fuck all that. I think people who truly want to be famous like that, they got a self-esteem problem. They got something to prove because they see themselves as less worthy. Don't get me wrong. I know they got actors and everybody want to be in a movie and play, but man. What's his name? Bro. Man, your whole life is fooling motherfuckers. On a stage, being an actor. You pretending. So, I ain't down with no pretending shit. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy movies and all that kind of stuff. But if you gonna be a, actor, do the real shit, man. All that other goofy shit, soul playing, all kind of, man, y'all miss me with that bullshit. Let me tell you something. I never did watch what I call nigga movies. Cause it made no sense. And I couldn't relate to that shit. Cause I wasn't born in no hood. I wasn't born in no ghetto. The ghetto. Boom, 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 boom. Talking about the ghetto. I wasn't born that shit. We born on an acre of land, on our own house, own food, own farm, own cow, pure chicken, and you damn it. I can't relate to that. And that ain't no harm or no shade on nobody, but I can't relate to that hood shit. You understand? I got a mom and daddy and a grandma, grandpa, and all that other kind of shit. I was a black Brady bunch. You understand what I'm telling you? Here's the story about a man that I don't know. I got in plenty of confrontations with white managers and all kind of shit in my job, talking a certain way because they think that's who I am. I told that man what they man, I don't know about that shit, man. You talking to the wrong motherfucker. Man want to talk to that nigga around the corner. You might want to talk to Leroy about that, but every black person wasn't raised like that. Especially in the South. Damn near everybody got laying out here. Ain't nobody know about that bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I'm not going to expound on that shit. We're going to keep rolling.
For so long, we didn't know who we were, but, these different terms. Negro was taken away in 1969 and replaced with black. And
okay. I need you and other people. Well, not Top Cat. I ain't talking to the new person. I'm talking about you, the audience. We need you, like Uncle Sam. Please understand words and etymology and definition, please. Negro means black, please. It's Spanish for negro. You understand what I'm saying? Why do you think they talk about El Cristo Negro? Please, y'all gotta understand and stop being so goddamn goofy. Because it's time out for this ignorance, man. For real. I mean, I get it, but it's 2026. Bitch, read. For once in your motherfucking life, pick up a goddamn book. Shit. And then the ancestors even try to help you. Bitch, ask Siri. Siri, what does nigga mean? And then we even got, the motherfuckers got ChatGPT up now. All of this shit is in your hand and y'all still fucking stupid. All of this shit is to catch up. Because they handicapped us so they can win a race. You see, when people talk about race, they don't understand racist is a race. Who gonna get to the finish line first? Yabba-dabba-doo. So come on, man. We got ChatGPT and we got Siri. You know what? People got iPhones today. I bet you nobody even fucking use Siri. No more. They just slapped that bitch by. That's how they had to bring ChatGPT up. Because motherfuckers so stupid, they forgot they had... Bitch, Siri is ChatGPT. You goofy motherfucker. Anyway, I ain't about to smash no ass today because y'all pissing me off, man. Now, I'm gonna take my word back. I ain't about to serve no ass stew today. Can you smell what I'm cooking? Roll it.
Jesse Jackson came in the 1980s and said black is baseless. And
anyway, like I said, I'm gonna keep that interview for some special shit, and y'all can go watch Top Cat them on 360 Magic. I'm not about to do it. Oh shit, I forgot he changed his shit. Empire, 360 Empire in New York. I'm about to do that, but hold on, let me fast forward this video to the meat of the shit, and then we gonna pick it back up from there. Pause. Unpause. I had to show this little segment right here. I just want y'all to hear this small piece that Top Cat say. You know, this will put everybody up to speed and what's going on currently. Because you know what? A lot of y'all too caught up in this debating these tethers. And y'all missing the details, because you know, that's what the devil, eh? Devil with the blue dress on. Listen to what this dude's saying, because I guarantee you motherfuckers don't know this, because they too busy making video after video after, like old Hank Hill, video after video after, and they missing the whole fucking point. Roll it.
Rich, have you heard about the Native Americans going to the vital statistics saying they want to sue because they want to take away genealogical records?
Nah, for real?
Yeah, you know, that's what they got. That's what they have going on right now. They want to take away genealogical records because they say we are using them to say that we're the Indians. So they like,
I'm gonna pause there. How the fuck you gonna take away genealogical records when that's everybody record? So you just gonna stop people from looking up the census? Because that's exposing your bitch ass. Shut your fuck ass up. So I just want y'all to hear that small piece, so the slow motherfuckers can catch on and see what they're doing. Because they very sleight of hand. While y'all looking over there, they doing this. So, warning, my people, don't follow these clowns so close that you're gonna miss what the fuck going on. Don't cyber slurp these bitches so hard that you can't see he about to come in your eye, you goofy bitch. All them people, and I ain't gonna say no names, y'all know who the fuck y'all are. Y'all better step back and stop standing so close. Because all this is starting to regurgitate and repeat the same goofy shit. You understand what I'm saying? For the real people. I ain't talking about the clown. Y'all step back. Back. Yup, give me 50 feet. Bitch, get 50 feet. So, pause it, and I'm gonna put this right back on track. Back in, try again. Y'all know better goddamn music. Pause. That Bobby say, the more they can't find themselves. They can't find themselves, and the dude say the same shit. Roll it.
Paperwork.
Yeah.
We can find ourselves, so they want it taken off, you know.
Yeah.
I don't believe that gonna happen. You know, they can try everything under the sun, and it ain't gonna happen because of what my bottom line is today. My bottom line gonna shut this shit down because it is what it is. Now, like I say, I don't really go too hardcore spiritual because these people love to listen, and I ain't trying to give you bitches nothing. You understand? But those who have an ear can hear it. You feel me? You feel me? And it's gonna vibrate so high, shit, some of y'all gonna miss the motherfucking boat. But that's alright. All I need is 144, bitch. 144. 144 hertz. So, without further ado, let me hurry up and pause, because we already like 18 minutes in, and I ain't showed a document word of first. So, give me a minute, we're gonna put this bill on pause. We'll be right back. Like they shit on that cartoon. After these messages, we be right back. Alright, we back with the scholarship, like Master Bob said. But, y'all need to, them dudes be talking crazy now. Y'all catch, the video from, 363 Empire. The Talcat said, yeah, so they were talking the main bullshit about all that slave shit. Come to find out this goofy ass indigenous. See what I'm saying about how stupid motherfucker be? Y'all stop standing for stupid shit. You know, stop going hard for shit you don't know nothing about, and you can come out looking goofy. That's what my daddy always said. If you don't know, shut the fuck up. You understand what I'm saying? Till you understand and figure out what's going on, then you talk. A lot of niggas, I keep telling you, that's why we at where we at. Y'all standing on shit that you don't need to be standing on. Why don't you find out and know what you're talking about before you start talking? Instead of regurgitating stupid shit. Instead of listening to what you think. You know, I'm not going there. I promise myself I wouldn't go there because it's going to make certain people look fucked up. Y'all already looking fucked up anyway, but you know what I'm saying? I keep telling y'all about y'all little male leaders, man. Y'all follow anything, y'all follow right each other damn the nut trail. Goofball. Oh, fucking silly shit. Anyway, rolling.
Hey, shout out to everybody in the Empire, man. First off, man, before we get started, jump on the like button, man. Make sure y'all tap that like button.
Yeah, man, y'all go check 363 shit out, man. He Radio Rich 80, all right. You know, but without them and him and Topcast them, a lot of stuff wouldn't come to light. So, you know, I be shitting on people, yeah, but, you know, I'm going to clean you up a little bit, but I ain't cleaning you that much because I ain't trying to make you a leader because, you know, y'all be slipping up saying fucked up shit and wrong shit. And you know, niggas, when they start following somebody, I like him. Niggas say all the wrong shit. No, yo, go to hell with that nigga. Yeah, you go to bat even though he's saying wrong shit. So when you following people, you know, because all y'all gonna follow, make sure and just research what they saying. That's all I'm really trying to tell you at the end of the day. Just fact check what they saying. And making sure what they saying is real. Because them too, just like Jesse and them all, they can lead you down the wrong path. That's why, you know, and I understand a little goofball man, well, no, I love to be lead by nobody. That's because there's too much false shit. That's because ego comes in. And the thing is, people would follow certain people. But is their ego strong enough to understand when they're saying something wrong or to come back and retract what they say and correct it? That's why y'all need to be no fucking leader. Not like that. Stop leading on that human shit. You can only be a leader if you tapped in. And that knowledge is not yours. And if it's coming from the ether. But if you're not speaking or letting them speak through you, you're going to be wrong. Roll.
Man, make sure I get some flames in the chat, man. We finna turn up on this Friday night. Shout out to the bro Rich for making this happen. Y'all ready? We ready?
Yeah, shout out, y'all. Good job, dude. Good job, little dude.
All right, so when we dealing with this whole situation of who are the true American Indians.
And before we get back into that, look what the first picture this nigga show up. Webster's Dictionary. Understand the words, people. Please understand the words and etymology. And if y'all got old families, y'all go look at them. People used to have them world books, encyclopedias. Man, let me tell you something. My mama kept books. We ain't never threw away no. I got books before I was even born. We don't throw away books, my nigga, because we are, in our spiritual sense, we know them white folks like to change shit. Them pink people. They like to change stuff. I got shit. I still got a C. Jane Run book, bro. From passed on. I'm not throwing that shit away. That's proof. That mean it might be worth $10 million one day. But anyway, without further ado, like I said, this is a long video, so I'm about to hit it. Get the ground, get it. Roll it.
Yes. As I spoke of earlier, right now we have Native American tribes actually trying to go to vital statistics and things like this here to get the records taken down. They want different ancestry or genealogy platforms to be taken down.
But you know, this ain't nothing but the demonic work. I'm gonna just say this is wicked, because fuck, people don't understand what demon energy is. This is wicked, what they so try to do. But y'all don't understand, it's not them. That's the system that brought them bitches over here. So don't blame them. It's always the motherfucker that's hiding their hand. You know why it ain't them? Them motherfuckers so fucked up on the reservation drinking that goddamn Thunderbird and that T.W. Samuel and that White Pope. Them motherfuckers fucked up. They don't know if they coming, they going. So that ain't them doing that. That's them doing it. So that shit ain't gonna work. Even if they wipe out all their shit. What you gonna do, wipe out our shit too? Nigga, get real. Anyway, rule.
Because they can't beat us in documentation. And documentation beat conversation. Now, yeah, it's true we've been colonized, you know, through religion and school, but the same thing happened with them.
And that's part of my crux. Y'all was so wicked. Y'all wrote down everything. Like Master Bobby say, let them folks keep them records. I want my daddy record. Without them bitches keeping all them records, bitch, you wouldn't have a pot to piss in right now. So yeah, that's why they always say on the spiritual, blah, 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 gonna use your ass for the greater good. works through all things. Right? Right. Roll it.
The difference is we didn't wear our scars. You know, a lot of them, they have free land, they get checks from the government, and they're still not able to build anything for themselves.
They can't, because of them folks. Nobody around the world is building up for themselves. All they doing is cyber slurping off of us. Now, I'm going to tell you about why everybody's cyber slurping. I'm going to tell you why in a minute, but I'm going to let him break in the road to that. Roll it.
I'll give you an example. 1855, my family signed a treaty in the oldest reservation in Texas. Now today, they end up with all of East Texas coming down, and now today they're reduced down to 3 miles. They only own 3 miles of the land because they have not been able to make nothing of themselves. Now, if they would have gave us or put us in that situation, it would have been a different story. We would have built a whole new North America. But this is one of the reasons why we don't qualify for reparations, even though they're old. Now, 1828, we go to
Now, you see that qualify for reparation? Now, who did get on that reservation? And that's why a lot of, let me tell you something. This is why there's a division in reparation. Because on the slick, that's those who got it. And because they were slick with their shit, and they didn't let the rest of the family members in, because I didn't see this. I didn't see Native people get and don't tell the rest of the family nothing, because they want to keep everything. See what I'm saying? But let me tell you something as well. Those motherfuckers that got is written down as well. See, that's why the feather people, top caste and little people, that's why they're not talking about reparations so much. Because they ain't getting shit. They did give, but you gotta understand too, them $5 Indians are on a reservation too. All the rest of the Indians that they blocked out, they ain't gave us shit. So, it's very case-by-case situation when it comes to that in a main area when you're speaking on that. So, again, yeah, some of y'all goofy ass fucking niggas got and tried to hide. That's on you. Nobody give a fuck you. Fuck your own lineage up. That's why I keep telling you about these niggas and how y'all can't pop off and do shit. That's why y'all ain't got shit. The people get y'all shit, you still want them looking stupid. Why? Because it's patriarchal. They gave y'all the shit. The patriarchal ain't didn't do nothing. Because they don't know what to do. Because they couldn't spark the idea. But that's no here or there. But that tied into that. I want y'all to understand that patriarchal shit. If you still play that game, you gonna still lose, bitch. Because it's deeper than Indians and FBA and getting land back and doing all that shit. We can't let no niggas running shit. And I'm talking about the male essence. That's a no-no. But that's on y'all. This shit's so tied into each other. I'm sick of it. And they can't see it. You can't get no dude no fucking money, man. The women gotta take control of that. The matriarch gotta take control of that. Y'all gave shit and land and stuff to males. And they knew it. That's why they gave it to you, goofy bitch. Roll it.
Noah's Webster Dictionary. American. What was the definition of American? A native of America. Originally applied to copper-colored aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. And right here, you'll see that they're talking about us. It's the 1800s. We'll figure out when that's going to change. Now, when we look at first contact, I think we're going to break it down into sections. When we go down to first contact, you have the Olmec people. Now, this right here has been a story going around. They found melanated people here. The scientists and anthropologists actually said these were people of Negroid bloodline and not Asiatic. Now, this was important, or Mongolian, you know. This is very important because all of the bones and excavations that they did actually came back to melanated people. Now, the Olmec will be one of the most popular. You also have what's called the Toltec people. When I was down in Tula, Mexico, there's a place that the Toltec occupied. The tour guide told me that the Toltec actually come from Utah. Now, I used to be in Salt Lake City, Utah a lot, so I was already familiar with this history.
And that's why, you know, young NBA are up there. That's a lot of all the white folks up there. Because, you know, that's what they do. But anyway, I just came to interject on that bullshit. Rude.
They also have Hokum down in the Arizona area, 20 miles outside of Phoenix, Arizona. These are some of the sites they built right here, what is called these are the Temple of the Warriors. This is a photo that I took when I was out there. This is a photo when I was standing there next to them. These are recreated models of these, but they're called Quetzalcoatl warriors, you feel me? Or Atlanteans. These are the Atlanteans right here they spoke of. Right here, we got the Chichen Itza. We had the Temple of the Warriors. You had a...
And that's why nigga love chicken. The Temple of Chichen Itza. Look how this be spelled chicken. Fried chicken. That's why the nigga love chicken and watermelon. That's why you gotta understand the chicken wasn't everywhere, bro. The chicken is a breed on its own, like broccoli. You not gonna be walking in a forest and find some motherfucking broccoli. We hybridized a lot of our flora and fauna. We did. That's why you're not gonna find a grapefruit just growing in the wild. Let me tell you something. If you can't find that bitch growing in the wild, we made it. Roll it.
Yeah, and the Toltec coming together. We do tours to this place right here. This is Chichen Itza down in Mexico.
Chicken. Love that chicken from Popeye. Roll it.
This is me at Teotihuacan, pyramids down here, and a lot of these people want to know who built them. Well, they in areas where it was populated by melanated people that look like us. So this is Teotihuacan. Hey, Rich, this is the pyramid I was talking about when we talked the other day. Huge.
Okay. Right.
Right here's the Bonham Park.
You see, let me tell you something. Don't get me wrong, no. Man, I'm so tired of setting niggas straight. Being in that spiritual world is wonderful. But you have to be in a physical as well. This is a true duality. Not, oh, the man, woman, and we need it. No. You fucking missed it, you goofy bitch. It's the as above, so below shit. And y'all, oh, man. I swear to God, I think this is my last episode. Because I need to go, I'm going on a hiatus and focus on the spiritual. Because too much ignorance, man. This shit chaps my ass, bro. It goes against my frequency. You know? I'm watching it too much in real time, how goofy we are. Man. Anyway, y'all gotta stay. You can't be too far to the left. You can't be too far to the right, man. It's balance, bitch. Y'all wanna jump in that spiritual world and stay there like a damn fool. And I'm gonna expound on that in a minute. That's why I keep dropping jams on just being one and not the other. One of these things, no, man. That's that patriarchal shit. Y'all keep throwing the baby out with the motherfucking bathwater. God damn, you know why? Because you don't give a fuck about the baby. You like fat bastard, get in my belly. I want to eat the baby. That's what y'all, man. Whew, this is exhausting. I see why at the end of the day, real Master Teacher say, fuck y'all. I swear to God, I get it. I get it. That's like that Drake. I did it. I did it. But this gonna resonate, and I'm gonna just let this bitch shit marinate, and I'm gonna just put it in, it's gonna be leaving now. But, man, y'all more exhausted than a fat bitch trying to get a cookie that fell under the fucking sofa. Woo! Roll it.
Mayan site. So just like the Egyptians and other cultures, it's hard to beat them when they have primary sources when they left themselves. You know what I mean? And I remember Dr. Kaba say that the Egyptians left photos of themselves because they knew later someone would come and try to change or destiny swap.
It's just like Master Bobby when he was talking about they knew we was gonna be rocked to sleep, and this is why they gave the text to the pink boy, because we knew out of his arrogance he was gonna try to fuck it up and use it for himself, and it backfired, which that was our plan all along anyway. So thank you, Symbols, because it was thank you, Symbols. Really.
And that's the crux of this information we're gonna bring today. Right here we have what is called the Florentine Codex. Again, where we see melanated people, and you see right here people that is coming in to invade, and we just pick them up by their hair, pick them up by the throat, and put them in bondage. This is warriors holding prisoners. This is in the Mendoza Codex. Right here, this is a site where you see chiefs and melanated men. Also, this is the Conquering Warrior Mirrors. More Conquering Warrior Mirrors. This is in the second room of the Bonaparte Mirror.
And I want y'all to pay close attention. These ain't things of women. These are things of men. These are the males. You understand? Message? I say message. Roll it.
Most famous paint of all of the Mayan world, the mirror of the battle. At the top, the whole scene is framed by a series of figures and symbols, star constellations, and brown spots that probably represent wooden beings. But
like I said, I keep telling y'all this ain't nothing but a man fight. Now, all the men fighting over woman, to be honest with you. Everything you see, they done came from that other world, and now they all out here fighting for her. I tell you, we the motherfucking prize, bitch. So, you can see it in all their works. All them trying to fight to get to woman. Every last different species, race, whatever the fuck that is. All y'all trying to get to the prize. Because she the one that built a nation. And you want a nation of your ragged ass, whatever it is. Roll it.
Again, this is another picture that the ancestors left for us today to use to fight against these oppressors and people who trying to destiny swap with us.
Destiny swap. No. Roll it.
More photos right here, and then we'll get out of here. But right here was really important. If you see these people, they have dreadlocks. They have dreadlocks, and then these are people that are captives right here who are on the ground. This is an invading party, and they were melanated as well. Again, right here, Bonaparte Miro's room 2. This is King Chun 1 and captives. And again, they put them.
Where are these pictures again, Top Cat? Where is it?
This is Bonaparte Miro's. These are in Mexico. These are in Mexico right here, and these are depictions that they left to themselves. So this is very key. You know what I mean? A lot of people try to say they came from Africa, but these people built these beautiful temples. And
I gotta pause a little bit, but don't get me wrong, man. You know, this is Top Cat. Y'all check the boy out. Look, BigChiefUniversity.com. Legendary Top Cats. And that's cats with a Z. Y'all check that boy out. You know, if you rocking with him, it's all good. But he said that if ain't nobody gonna give you reparations, at least for the most part, the one that did get something and pissed in the fucking wind, what you want? You ain't gonna get shit. This is what I keep saying. They got holes in all y'all shit. Y'all that NBA shit, y'all that indigenous American shit. That man, y'all missing it, bro. You're fucking missing a goddamn point, and you're missing the big picture. All that hitting the brick wall. Now, you making people. Oh yeah. Okay, you gotta understand that it has to be the end game. If y'all figure out what's y'all's, what you gonna get. Now, on the Indian original indigenous American side. Some of y'all ain't gonna get reparations based upon that. So what y'all want? To take America back completely? What you gonna do? They tested with you. They gave you a small portion of something and you shitted on it. So if they gonna give y'all the whole America, what you think gonna happen after that? They gonna shit on that too. So you have to understand there's a reason. Even them pink people work in accordance, even if they don't even fucking know it. It was tested. They gave niggas shit. And you fucked it up. Imagine if they give America back. What you gonna do, fuck that up too? Recognize what the fuck is going on. Anyway, I'm not gonna expound too much. Let me let this shit roll. Like I say, we 2 minutes gonna be deep in it. Bit. I'm so deep, baby. So I'm gonna let it roll. Roll it.
They left the story on the walls, same as they did in Egypt. Okay, right here, this is a picture of Aztec Tenochtitlan, Mexico City. Today, Mexico City. Right here, this is a depiction of Montezuma.
And it was, I'm not black, I'm just OJ. You see, I had to put that bitch up in there because I said, I'm not black, I'm Indian. Roll it.
And this building behind him, I have it in real time. I just didn't have enough time to put it in for
16,
the video.
16.
Right here, this is me at the Anthropology Museum in Mexico City. And this is an Aztec depiction of an Aztec. But if you see here, he's actually a melanated person. So for all the people who feel like the Aztecs are melanated people, I mean, light-skinned people, or Mongoloid, or what they call Hispanics today, which are
Let me tell you something. Have anybody ever seen a Mongoloid? We used to call people with Down syndrome Mongoloid back in the gap, right? Why do people who look like Mongoloids or got Down syndrome look like motherfucking Mongoloids? Now, why would you name the shit Mongoloid? They all got Chinese eyes. They all look the same. Now, I don't care what nobody say. You'll try to miss me with that bullshit. How you gonna look like an Asian out of nowhere? Because of the disease. That's some weird shit, though. That's just some food for thought. They used to call people with, and that wasn't that far ago. Y'all ain't that fucking goofy. That was like in the goddamn 90s and the early, 80s. Hey, you look like a Mongoloid. Yeah. A Mongolian. No matter what race you are. You got that baby Down syndrome, that motherfucker look like a Chinaman. Ain't that some shit? Nah, that is some food for thought. Now you go check on that shit. Roll it.
really just mestizos. They are a amalgamation of different bloodlines, and that's what we get today. People called misnomer as Mexicans, but really they're Hispanic. And the politics in the U.S. surrounding the U.S. right now, they're bringing them into what is called Latin. So for the first time, they're calling these people in Mexico, California, New Mexico, all of these states here. They want to bring them with the Latino. If you've seen Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl, all of this is a push to bring these efforts for it. You know what I mean?
You got it up.
But as we look, we see this is a depiction in Mexico City, and that museum actually writes the history for the curriculums that are put out throughout Mexico. Right here we have in the islands. So the story will start with Columbus, the Spanish coming to the islands. Well, these are the people that they seen when they first got there. And this is Guyana, all melanated. Right here, these are the Peruvian people. Right here we have the Peruvian mummies with the
you see them people? Look at that. Roll it.
Long dreadlocks come down to the feet like a Rasta man. Oh yeah, you never seen that one right there before?
Nah,
yeah,
I ain't never seen that. That's wow.
They also had gold teeth. Yeah, they also had gold teeth.
That's right. People don't realize, man, back in a certain time frame in the era, in the 60s and the 70s, gold teeth, that was our thing, man. It wasn't and gold teeth was seen as a high prestige. It wasn't how they got gold teeth, they try to make that synonymous to hood shit. You know? Or that grill shit, now everybody want to wear grills. You know? But, again, they following us again. But, just another rabbit hole for y'all to go down and figure out what's going on.
Peru led the gold trade.
Peru. You heard all that? Remember the time that little pyro. I think Michael Jordan with his band talking there. But I just had to say that. Roll it.
In the past, and they had a drop off in Tulum and other Mexico areas in Mexico and the Yucatan, which had pure copper and pure silver, but the gold they had to go to
fire. Y'all gotta watch that. That's it. Ooh, watch it, baby. Y'all gotta watch it, man. Mummies with locks. Ooh. Oh, roll it. I ain't mean to jump in. I just got hacked for a minute.
Peru to get it. Right here is the Spanish coming into the Peru, and this is Charles the Fifth, Carlos Quintos to be his name, and this is him depicted on the Peru list. He's on the Peru King list right here. He's on the payroll. Now, I know we all familiar with Ivan Van Sertiman, and they came before Columbus. In one of his lectures, he always spoke about Columbus ran into Africans, and the Africans told him that there were people traveling from the south trading gold-tipped spears. Now, he tried.
Now, you know what? Something don't seem right with all that stuff. Columbus, he ran into Africans, and they told him it was in gold. I want to know how the fuck they told him. Did they say, "Ooka booka kuda"? And he understood them? Did somebody translate? How the fuck did they know to just bring that up in the topic? Somebody come to your land and you just met them. You just gonna tell them everything? Now, picture this. Earth, 2026. Brand new people that you never met before. You just happen to stumble, hi, how? Who are you? Dumbo and Dumbob. Well, by the way, let me tell you, my sister, wife, husband, cousin died, and cutting the name. How you telling secrets and you just met that bitch? How you just tell them everything? You just, see, y'all can miss me with that shit. That's details that people they just run over. Yeah, Columbus was just sailing, and he ran across Africa, and he told them, yeah, they're selling ass out there, and, you know, and what the fuck? Yeah, they got El Dorado, they got city gold out there. Yep, they making silver bullets. The fuck they got to do with anything? And why, man, look. Man, what come do now? Listen to everybody, man. I'm getting my data from the ether. I'll get my data from Akashic. I'll get my data from internal. Fuck all that dumb shit. Sometimes them niggas talk that shit out loud and it don't make no sense. Now they be looking stupid. Roll it.
I had to make it as though it was an African situation. Now, for people who really study or know the game, they know Ivan Van Sertiman didn't have any primary sources to that. He actually got it from word of mouth, secondhand, third-hand information, and he brought it out. Brother Reggie, who said he knew Ivan Van Sertiman, he also agreed that Ivan Van Sertiman work wasn't first-hand.
Really validated. You know? So let me tell you, and saying that and saying this, all these men out here trying to take you, and I get it, but come on, man. Sometimes, bro, y'all got to pull yourself back, man. They got a lot of these scholars that's been debunked. You know, all them old people that told y'all the wrong shit, man. And I'm not talking about the family members. I'm talking about the motherfuckers who in the limelight. How about, yeah, we studied and we this and we that. And no, all my people can tell us is who I am. I'm not getting who I am from other motherfuckers. Now, don't misconstrue the two now. These people are lumping us all into one clump saying we need no old little dude. So, don't try to act like oral tradition is fucked up, because it's not. When it comes to the individual and your individual family and lineage, that shit counts. When it steps outside that box, and this motherfucker trying to speak for the whole, beware. You understand? Wrote it.
What I mean. So, going into that to say that actually took place. The people that was traveling from the south of Haiti trading gold till spears were actually people called Timucuans who come out of the area of Florida. And right here,
So, see that Haiti? People from Florida went to Haiti. And all like, Haitians, the Caribbeans, and man, this shit crazy, man. So, give me a second. I'm about to check on something, and I'm gonna pause it right quick, and I'll be right back. Pause. All right, unpause. But without further ado, let me go ahead and let this go through.
we'll read this in the book Early History of the Creek Indians, page 357. Commenting the weapons of the Timucuan farther west, Elvis says that the bows were very perfect. The arrows made in certain canes, like the reed, heavy and so stiff that one of them sharpened will pass through a target. Some are pointed with a bone, fish sharp like chisel, others stone like diamonds. Greater number that strike upon the armor. So these go to spears actually, and the bows that they use were so large that, and they were so accurate with it that it'll go through your armor and come out your back. So yeah,
It's not just more so about the accuracy, but it's about the penetration tip, the hardness of the penetration tip, the strength of the propulsion. The combination of the two is deadly. Because let me tell you something. It's like, I'm going to use a razor blade for an example. You can barely swipe the skin with a razor blade, and that bitch going through. Imagine if it had more force behind it. So it's about sharpness and tension, or what other word I could use to kind of, in layman's term. The pressure behind, the force behind the propelling of that arrow, But yeah, man, water can do that. If you pressurize water at a high enough, that shit'll go through steel. That's why they say be water, man. Water can cut rock, steel, flesh, and it's at the same time it's soft as shit. You understand that? Very flexible. Really.
they had the hollow tips that come through the vest. But Lake Moni speaks about the arrows with gold heads sent in by a Frenchman.
But they gotta understand though, gold is very soft. People talk that bullshit, talk that stuff, not raw. But gold is very soft. Now, unless they put it with another metallurgy, then I can understand that. But gold is one of the more softest metals around. So, yeah, I ain't gonna go too much off a tangent with that because motherfuckers already lost. So, really.
The Frenchmen end up getting it from the Western Timucuan tribe. But
and hold on, I just said something. Maybe that motherfucker, they got gold tips. Yeah, that African that told that bitch that probably try to make them motherfuckers come over here. He probably send all their people out here to get shot by a gold arrow. Really? Then they take the arrows out of people and all that. That's why they want to fight with us. Shoot me, no, shoot me. These motherfuckers retarded. So, again, why you telling the motherfucker what we got? That that camera suit, good. It's bullshit. Wrote it.
They were, he said they were copper. These arrows was not poison quivers made the skin. So we actually get them coming from down here. If you look here on the chest plate, this is the depiction, the whitewashed version. Right here is the true version. So if you see the
but y'all clowning Flavor Flav though. Yeah, boy. Flavor had the same that clock on his chest. That's what that was. That's what it was. Wrote it.
The chest pieces, the arm. Yeah, this is the true version. Now he's known as the Moor with emerald clusters. He's in the Green Vault Museum in Germany, and at the bottom you
in Germany. Now why the fuck Germany got our shit? You know what I'm saying? Everybody got our shit, but I understand. Like my spot, they gotta preserve it because niggas ain't gonna fuck it up. Anyway, see,
the statuette was actually based on images of indigenous Americans. Okay, and so these are Timucuan people. Timucuan society had light brown and dark skin in appearance. So Their hair was black or very dark brown.
I need to get a chain like that, y'all. That nigga chain is crazy.
That'd be dope.
That is crazy.
And this is a prince right here, Big Sat. He was a prince.
See, I
He
meant,
was, mixed.
hold on. This I meant, I'ma hold my tongue. Hold my peace. I ain't gonna say it. Y'all still goofy. Roll it, man.
Mixed with Isamaya and Peruvian. So we just got out Peruvian. Yeah, it was mixed with Peruvian, Isamaya. And they had a colony down in Florida. African Americans are said to be descendants of victims of the transatlantic slave trade. Their melanated skin is used as a key to identify that they are from Africa. The truth is, the first contact tribes in North America were melanated people documented by early missionaries and settlers. This would be the grounds of switching place, destiny swapping, topic of the night, with the true indigenous people now reclassified as African American by Jesse, with foreign, Asian, Native Americans who tribal governments are now governed by Europeans. Now, right here in U.S. today, who is an African American? Definition evolves as U.S. does. So they say there was a time.
You see that clip? That's in 2018. You see how the movement came and went? That's what this gonna be. If these niggas don't pull their head out their ass. It came and went. And it keeps coming and going. That's because they're not tapping into the spiritual. These people are too much on the physical. Really.
Well, being black in America meant you were most likely descended from one or more enslaved Africans. Yeah, it was a time. Today ain't that time.
Well, there's so many women in that picture. And I don't know, that's not the same. That's related to this article. He just got pictures up and shit. But I say that to say this. You see more women up there than anything. See, the Million Man March wasn't shit. But I bet you a million women got up there, shit'll shake. Shit always shake. The women, shake, 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 through, shake, shake, shake. That's why they're twerking. Shake your booty, ooh, shake your booty. Roll it.
Who arrived on the transatlantic slave trade. However, as the number of Africans and Caribbean blacks immigrating to the USA has increased, so have the chances that someone who identified as black or African American is what? A first or second generation immigrant. So this slave trade was actually put on us, a segment of the global trade, transported between 10 to 12 million enslaved black Africans across the Atlantic Ocean in America during the 16th and 19th century. Now, in order to take us off the land, what a lot of people say, if the slave trade didn't happen, what would be the reason that they're alive? Well, we occupied the land, and this land was the most resourceful. As we seen with the attempt to colonize Africa, when they got there, they found out during the Royal African Company, that company, through their records, they went bankrupt. And a lot of them wanted to pull out. A lot of the people who had stocks in it, investors, they wanted to pull out because they saw no value in it. But as we look at with the Spanish almost took over the world under King Philip, as they got super rich off the South America, North America, Central America. Let's walk. Okay, now we'll go to first contact. Since Columbus was the first contact, in the Catholic Encyclopedia, page 747, you have Indians. When Columbus landed on the island of San Salvador in 1492, he was welcomed by brown-skinned people whose physical appearance confirmed in his opinion that he had reached India. And he called them Indios. Indios.
Okay, here's one about to bust that bitch wide open. Bust you wide open, let me see you bring it back. Bust it, okay. Pay attention now. If I slap the taste out your mouth. Pay goddamn attention. Roll it.
Indios just mean you had Los Gentes Indios, which means people of God. And this is we hear the Israelites, Deuteronomy 76, but the only people in the world to ever be called the people of God would be the American Indians.
All right. Did y'all hear that? If Indio means the people of God. People gotta understand. So Dios is Spanish for God. Everybody con Dios is Spanish for God. So hence why the word Indian, which is the derivative of that etymology and definition, you know. And understand, a word is very, 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 very important. Importante. Muy importante. Once you know, I once heard somebody say that the world will follow the Jew, the true Jew, not that isn't really a motherfucker, or really isn't motherfucker. The real chosen people. And let me tell you something. I'm about to drop a gem on y'all. This is why the world do what they do. They make it do what they do, baby. Before they exposed us to the globe, we was at peace. You know? They was looking for us. Because nothing else could exist without our guidance. Nothing. So they had to assassinate our character. And let me tell you why nothing don't shake without us. And let me tell you why the world is on our nuts and cyber slurping everything we do. It is said, and strangers shall join with them, and they shall cleave to that house. This is all biblical shit. Are y'all getting that? Are you literally getting about the word cleave and attaching yourself? I'm not a true Bible thumper, but like I say, you can't tell a lie without the truth. So here it is. Bam! In your face. God damn! This is a dope jam. We want to know who cleaving to us. Zechariah say nations will take hold of a Jew. You understand? Look, they say, thus saith the Lord of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him, that a Jew, and I'm talking about real people, and I ain't talking about them really isn't, so y'all get miss me with that shit. We will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you. That's the book of Zechariah. The other is Isaiah. Strangers would join themselves. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. But, you know, y'all gotta say some shit flipped over now, but don't take the baby out of the bathwater, get to the meat of it, and throw the rest away. Nations shall depend on them. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. You understand? Y'all getting the picture now? And the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. Now, I say that to say this. This is why the world copies off of us. We may not understand it, but deep down they do. You understand? This is why they want to come to America and be here. Now to us, it seems like, oh, these motherfuckers, I can't stand these bitches, they aggravating. Yeah, they fight for their life. You gotta fight for your life to party. Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's why they're so mad at us. when you won't want to invite them to the barbecue. Because it is written, and I understand that. They do have to walk our walk. That's why the world does what it does. I told y'all. They was looking for us. But the reason why them other folks was looking for us, because they wanted to assassinate our character and put a negative perversion to it, is what, so the world can follow that. If they could just flip the imagery, because there really isn't anybody follow them. And that's why they try to taint the word Jew. So everybody can hate it. Oh, these motherfuckers, the world hate it. See, they're going to try to turn you against everything. That's why they jump in our spots and make you hate yourself. Now, that exactly the move is. You tell a motherfucker a truth, and they're going to think you're lying. So they jump on the Jew thing so they can make the name bad. Now, they done put a bad taste in everybody's mouth. So when the real motherfuckers come up, they people be hesitant to fuck with it. But again, no one is following the really isn't. Or the isn't really is. The fact that they got ran off every goddamn well. Every goddamn well. So y'all need to watch your mouth when y'all talk about that man. Y'all know what the fuck was going on. Y'all just regurgitating and passing on stupid shit. It's like y'all dude say about islands and ancestral. Y'all just pass it on. Y'all don't know. Shut the fuck up if you don't know. Again, this is why they want to be in America. Oh, let me know my PSA. I missed it in the last video. Shit, there's so much fucking distraction going on. Shit, notice. You gotta know is that. You see that reparation shit? It's not mentioned as much. Ask yourself why. I'm gonna put the energy back out. Beep, 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 beep. Mr. POTUS, Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump, please speak, if you can, with Dr. Claude Anderson. You understand what I'm saying? Have a sit down about the repression. Cause hell, Ice Cube did it. What the fuck going on? Why ain't nobody else follow into that footstep? Why didn't anyone else follow that? I smell it. I smell the bullshit. Why y'all can't call, what's his name? Killer Hamburger Mark. Since he's so, act like he's serious with shit. And I'm just putting on some shit. He ain't gotta use Killer Mike goofy ass. Big Crit. Marcel Dixon. People that, people more familiar with on that tip. That's all. I'm just dropping names. I don't give a fuck who goddamn go fucking ask me. A woman need to go fuck a nigga. I'm just fuck a nigga. They got a song called that. But anyway, we do have to fight fire with fire, my people. Most things, we could just shit, don't do nothing. People have to realize, man, it's not what you say, it's how you saying it and what the fuck you saying. Now, peep this now. There is no faith without works, man. And vice versa. And a lot of y'all are being guided the wrong way. That old saying, God help those who help themselves, true. Listen to it. God help those who help themselves. So let me tell you something. If you ain't helping your motherfucking self, what God gonna do? Not a goddamn thing, you stupid bitch. It means the so-called God energy. It ain't no puff there in the sky, so get your drawers out the bunch. That God energy ain't gonna do shit until you put in that fucking label, bitch. You see that woman? How she goes through labor to bring that child to fruition? Ain't no woman just sat there, just walking doo-doo-doo-doo, and the baby just fell out of her ass. No, you gonna put in that works, bitch. You gonna put in that labor. That labor. But let me tell you this, the moral of the story. This man was sitting up there, right? He was going through a rough time in life. He lost a job and, this shit wasn't going good, man. So he turned to God, oh God, please. I can't lose my house, man. Help me, Jesus, Lord. You hear me? So he couldn't pay his bill and they kicked him out of the house. Boom. He said, oh shit, man. Well, God, I need some help, God, and please. I'm gonna lose my car, man. I can't pay my car, dude. Man, just God, please help me. Hit me. I just, You know what, God, just help me with a lottery or something, please. So, boom. Time came up, he lost the motherfucking car. So, the last straw, he said, man, look, I can't fucking keep doing this shit. God, please, let me win a lottery or something. I'm hungry, man, I'ma die. Shit, I need to eat. So, a little later after that, been a while later, nigga dead, boom. So, when he got to heaven, this bitch said, man, you know, that's some fucked up shit you did, baby Jesus. He said, what you talking about, Slim? He said, man, I've been praying to you to win a lottery, and you ain't never helped me, man. You let me lose my house, my car, and I couldn't eat no more, and I died, bitch. You understand? He said, well, bitch, did you fucking buy a lottery ticket? Boom, boom. No, he didn't. So, I said that to say this. You have to set up the physical so the spiritual can take over, you stupid motherfuckers. It's like an altar and an offering. A thing must be in place. That's how it works. But I keep saying, y'all act like y'all so spiritual in the conscious world, and y'all don't even know this, the most elementary fucking thing to understand. That's how I know all y'all fake. Just like them documents I keep trying to tell y'all about. Just like this petition. Yet nobody want to do a fucking petition. What the fuck is wrong with all y'all? Y'all can't do the one thing that's gonna fucking work. It has to be done in a physical world. So it can be pulled into the spiritual. Why you think these folks make y'all do all kind of shit in the physical world and it affects us spiritually? Y'all still don't get it, huh? It has to work for them in that world. If you don't put a thing in a mirror, then there is no fucking reflection. Only those that's walking will understand what I just said, and I even broke it down a little bit for the goofy motherfuckers. These are the vevés. These things are the sigils. A petition is a vevé. A petition is a sigil. It must be written first in order for the spirit to acknowledge it and work on it. And y'all sitting up there letting the most key piece of this shit slip by the fucking wayside. That man that y'all keep talking shit about, the Orange Avenger, I don't give a fuck what color it is. He already pink. He be blue, yellow, green, black and yellow, I don't give a fuck. And you know what? I think some of y'all motherfuckers know it, unless y'all just that fucking stupid. It gotta be done. The petition has to be done. I told y'all dumb bitches, I got a petition in my bio. Out of all the shit, y'all out of a billion motherfuckers, not one motherfucker can't come up with that idea. Not one motherfucker can speak on it. That's too weird now. It's so goddamn weird now. Come on now, something ain't right. We're just, y'all Agent Smiths? Is that what going on? Oh, y'all motherfucker done turned into Agent Smith, huh? Cause you done sold out for $1. Oh, mother, y'all done sold out. Y'all done sold out. Yeah, they didn't took your YouTube soul, huh? But anyway, I had to break that down because I had to get serious with y'all for a minute, man. Like I said, y'all don't know who a motherfucker is. Y'all don't know, man. I'm trying to tell you who I am. But anyway, I'm gonna let this shit roll because I told you the only reason why I come on here is to put this bitch in the ether. This is me putting it from the physical to the spiritual. That's why I do it, because I understand visuals and vevés and that frequency and speaking with the power of the tongue. And what y'all doing, Man, look. It's gonna be people like me carry this bitch over. And I get it, yeah. And I appreciate what y'all doing. I really do. Because I ain't gonna never lick a gift off in the mouth. But y'all need to cut that bullshit out. You really do. Because at the end of the day, when I got that axe in my hand, and everybody lined up to go where we gotta go, some of you motherfuckers, I'm chopping your head off straight the fuck up. I'm like calling this bitch. Ain't no forgiveness in this motherfucker. Why you think them the really isn't people got all our laws set in place? Because let me tell you something. When it's come to that end of that game, it's going to be the rule of we ain't going to never forget. We ain't going to never forget. So all y'all that's the enemy to us, and I'm going to personify that shit. All y'all that's the enemy to me, I'll never forget. And I see you. I see all y'all. Because that's what I do. But anyway, roll it.
All right. So we want to get that understood. This is William Penn right here. These are first contact tribes and the description of them. So William Penn said that they are generally, he said, natives are considered in person, language, manner, religion, and government with any sense of original for the person. They are generally tall, straight, well-built, singular proportion. They tread strong and clever.
You see that proportion? That's another thing people don't realize about body. We are well fine-tuned, proportionate. See, when you find a nigga that's not proportionate, it is the problem. Symmetry and perfection of geometry is sacred and it's spiritual. That's why them little people, short and long arms and short legs and tall torso and short legs and you heard that song? Short people got no reason, and you know what I'm saying? Another thing, I want to know. Wait a minute, where are all the fucking midgets? Did anybody ever seen a Native American midget? I want to see them. That's what I want to see. Why they ain't got no Native American midgets? Where they at? Huh. There's food for thought. Anyway, roll it.
And most walk on lofty chin, of complexion black. By the design of the gypsies in England, they grease themselves in bare fat, clarify with no defense against the sun, and whether their skin must needs be swarthy. Swarthy means dark skin.
And niggas need to put the skin in bare fat. Bitch, that's Vaseline. Why you think when it's cold your mama got that Vaseline all in your face and shit? We need fat. We need grease and all. You know, that motherfucker, yeah, let them try to do it. Keep trying to appropriate what the fuck we do. Bitch, gonna die. You like a motherfucker trying to make them... Anyway, fuck all that. But I get it. But just stand the fuck back, man. That's it. Protect the pop, stand back. Roll it.
And this is a word that they used back in the eras in the European time.
Yeah, they call Beethoven swarthy.
Right, but yeah, Beethoven also was swarthy. The classical music actually comes from the upper colonies areas, Connecticut and things like that.
But what they gotta understand it, that type of music. There's one composition of Beethoven that they couldn't let out. Because people would have to understand that, especially when it comes to classical music, that music is melanin put to scale. And there's y'all need to listen to that old Fortunato. Man, that, you won't, woo, I ain't gonna say nothing else. Anyway.
It's right.
Wait, hold on, what you said? Classical music comes from where?
Oh, it comes from here, out of the upper colonies, Connecticut.
Come from Connecticut?
Yeah, Massachusetts, those areas. So when you go to Yale University...
Yeah, you gotta ask yourself why all these so-called European people ain't never had none of this stuff until they ran across us. Why none of this stuff ever existed until they met us? The whole world unfolded when they met us. Ain't that some shit? And you know, they was already taking people from one place to another, for us to build everywhere else. So anyway, I ain't trying to take all long and talk about that shit. So without further ado, we're gonna finish and roll.
They have a huge building. I wish I could show right now when I went up there.
Brother, I need a lecture on that.
Okay, yeah, that was, and they preserve it today, and today it's still in use for the same reason. So yeah, those plays, like those plays that was created, and like Romeo, Juliet, Shakespeare, all of this took place here in North America. Right here, who do we have? So we had American Indians.
And speaking of that, because I'm a classical person. I've got the Beethoven and the Handels, and the Water Song is the best. Friedrich Handel, and a lot of them. I can't name them straight up on top, but I'm a classical lover. But there's a Lost Symphony from Beethoven. It's the 10th. Notice is 10, and 10 is a magic number. Yeah, the reason why they hit that because that vibration is a murder truck or murder. Yeah, it's hitting. They so-called they can't find it, but that piece is very pivotal to the resonance of the DNA, and that's why it never really went nowhere. Because after he finished the Ninth Symphony. And there's a difference. People need to understand there's a difference between a concerto and a symphony. But yeah, they got a missing works from Beethoven that they really don't want to let out. I think we need to figure out what that is. And like I said, that's like that a fortuna. Most people call it is related to the Excalibur. So anyway, I'm not about to dig that deep. I might start showing my heart. And people might know who I really am. But, yeah, but they need to check that out about Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, that piece there. If you want to kind of bust some mysteries open. Anyway, roll it.
As we read, they were the copper-colored people of America. So who are these people that are today called Native Americans? Well, they would be considered Plains Indians. And that's very important. We're going to talk about that a little later in the show. But these Plains Indians are the Native American tribes. Not American Indians. That's why they feel like it's a derogatory term. They want to get far away from the American Indian because the treaties and the land and the culture that's attributed to American Indians do not fit them.
And that's what I was telling y'all about. I'm not black, I'm OG. All that shit. I told y'all, you can call me Joe, and you can call me Smooth, and you can call Larry. But whatever is on them goddamn treaties, that's what y'all need to be addressing, and that's what y'all really need to be paying attention to. And like Mathbot said, if it's new, it ain't true. So y'all need to keep digging. And for the goofballs out there, yes, FBA is important. It's important as a stance. Because let me tell you something. When you rocking with FBA, your next step is to figure out your indigenous true heritage. Because it's going to lead to that. These are breadcrumbs. Hansel and Gretel. These are breadcrumbs. And that's why I understand why people fighting. Because, let me tell you something. You got more people rocking with FBA than they do with indigenous American Indians right now because they still confused and people still lying to them in their face and they still in denial to a certain extent. And that's not all people. It's most of the people, most of the North, because the people in the South, we already know that history and that oral tradition and that Gnostic value has never really left from us. I've always known, and I'm not in that gen or that old gen, but I'm in a gen enough in between the old and the new to understand that it's always been with us. We never really lost it. We just, okay, we know who we are, what else good, and we just let it go, They told us who we was, because again, family reunions are very important in the South, and we've always kept that up forever, ever. So we've always did that, So that's why you gotta understand a lot of people in the South. We're grounded. We're very grounded on who we are. And that's why that Native American true movement actually is sticking so hard in the South because we already know there ain't that much convincing a motherfucker, to convince a motherfucker. That's all that is. So, okay, without further ado, I'm not going to try to interrupt too much because, like I said, that's a 2-hour goddamn video. And again, I'm not going to capture the entire video because I want y'all to go check out what 360 and Top Cat's talking about. So you go on that man's channel. No channel hustle here. Go on his channel and hear all the details. And on purpose, I might skip some shit just so you don't have to watch the whole thing here. Don't watch it here. Go watch it over there. So, again, just listen to what I'm trying to tell you. And if you want to watch it in its entirety, check out the 360 Empire channel featuring Radiohead Rich. All right, so bust it.
So in order to try to get away from him and sweep it under the rug while we still following the story that this land didn't belong to us and we were slaves,
this land is my
this, that, and the other, this was to give them an opportunity to build themselves up.
And hold up, if y'all listen to some of them songs, then it shows the Triple D. They got a lot of truth in that. American and Indian, French and Indian War, they telling on yourself. The Montezuma, they telling on yourself. If you pay attention to a lot of these cadences, they reveal a lot of secrets, which it ain't really no fucking secret. Niggas just don't want to read, but they're not really hiding anything. It's just the point that you gotta read and you gotta understand what these wars are and what these wars were. And they gonna let you know straight up that it was between the people here and them invading folks. That's all. So, okay, but without further ado, we still gonna roll it, and roll it again, and roll it again, and roll over. When all rolled over, and one fella, they were, and the little one said goodnight. Roll it.
But they end up being a disappointment to the government. So right here, it says that in the 17th century through the 19th century, that the government and military forces of Canada and the United States have made plain Indian culture groups the archetype in literature and art for Native Americans everywhere. So we'll go a little in depth in the end of it. This. So we hear about the transatlantic slave trade. They don't mention that Europe had a civil war in 1603, and that led to a lot of Europeans being brought over 5 million if you look on slavevoyages.org. Now that is more than the number of Africans they say they brought in, which they get down to a 300,000. But if you actually go on the site and understand it and know how to work it, you'll realize that number decreases. But one of so that trade is left out. They're also going to leave out so we deal with the Atlantic slave trade, but at that same time there was something called a Pacific.
So it is what it is. Roll it.
Slave trade that took place. Now the Sangli, if y'all ever heard of a Sangli is a Chinese. The Chinese were ancestors to both modern Chinese, Filipinos, and modern Filipino mestizo descendants. So they're called mestizo de Sanglis, also known as Chinese mestizos. Well, these people, the Chinese, will be trading in the ports of the Philippines, and they're gonna breed into them. But when the Spanish arrive, they're gonna breed into them, and the lighter skinned people would be adopted into a class system, a caste system that put the people who didn't want to assimilate into a place of bondage. So let's walk. Now, the first people, the Filipinos, actually landed here and built a colony with the Spaniards in October 18, 1587. This is in Morro Bay in California. So this is why the West Coast have a lot of Filipinos and a lot of those mixes there. But when
you ever notice that they're using a lot of Asiatic people to put all over the place now? It's something about that Asiatic type that they put in that mix. I don't know if that's that Hun. What's that man name? Oh, shit. But anyway, them people, man. Genghis Khan. I don't know what they try, but man, there's a long history about that Genghis Khan and that Asian mark and the Asiatic black man, and I think they tried to take that mixture and mix it over here because Master Bobby did talk about the pieces of the whole, and all these shattered pieces got to be put back in one spot. Now, they don't know and they can't tell who has that bloodline, that true bloodline. they just picking anybody, and they playing Russian roulette to try to mix that back or graft them things back to where they were supposed to be. If you go check out, I can't remember what the name of it, but Master Bobby did talk about the pieces of the whole. Same thing like that that story with Heru and Set and Osiris and how they chopped them up to pieces and scattered them all over the world, just like the knowledge. You know, they broke a lot of genetic coding when it comes to things like that, trying to put back the one. But yeah, you're gonna see Top Cat is doing a pretty good job on describing on what's going on and who is who and where everybody came from, who and where everybody came from. Who. But yeah, these Filipino, that's why everybody look Asiatic. Even Hawaiian man, you know? So they trying to confuse us again. They trying to confuse the story. The whole narrative is goddamn clusterfuck. So anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna let this little dude slow walk everybody to what he trying to tell you. Roll it.
You going through the Kodak Island, Hawaii.
Kodak Black.
What else we have out there? It's so many, but when you're going through all of these specific islands and you're gonna run into melanated people there, which they have washed their history away. But you had something called the Manila Galleon. The Manila Galleon, it brought over slaves from the Philippines at this time, 1587. So right here, the galleon began 1570 to 1815. So for the first 2.5 centuries, Spain carried on a monopoly between Philippines and Mexico. Very important. I want y'all to circle this.
Man, that 1570, man. I'm telling you, ever since 1492, this whole shit just went to hell. Went to hell in the handbasket. But you seen after the date, man, motherfucker was coming and going and going and coming and going. Man, it's just too much, you know. But again, I'm only breaking the monotony down of the video because, like I said, Top Cat doing a wonderful job on putting up receipts and explanations on what's going on with this, you know. And like we always say, everybody keep acting like they gotta come here to create shit, but we ain't never created the shit in your own goddamn land. Same thing with the music and hip hop and all kind of other shit. Cause you know, I'm gonna say it one more again. English is the only language that rhyme and have iambic pentameters. You know, there's no other. That's why you know, point one, ain't nobody create no goddamn rap. Ain't nobody create no music and no songs the way we did. Because again, our language is the only language that rhymes and have rhythmic connotations to it. So, you know, if they created something, why it ain't over there? Why it wasn't noted that they built it? Why didn't they build it until they came over here? Again, they come over here and take shit. Take ideas, then we train these motherfuckers. Like my daddy always said, don't you train somebody, don't you teach people more than you know yourself. Don't never teach nobody all you know. And because when they do, bam, we gotcha. That's what that is. So stop teaching people everything all the time. Roll it.
It's because a lot of people, again, I say, they feel as though people who are called Mexicans
and they take that shit
are
and use
the
it
true
against
people there. That's farther from the truth. The term Mexican didn't derive or become popular until the Mexican Revolution in the 1820s. Now, that's very important because me being in Texas, a lot of people that fought in that war were people that look like us. Even from the culture, the food culture today has been passed on as a Mexican culture. But if you go to Mexico, none of those items are on the menu.
It's like everybody had old shit. The first indigenous black people, or the melanated beings, they could only push their culture for so long until the shit started dying. And that's what it seemed to be. A lot of these cultures was dying, you know? And they ain't had shit. So somebody told them, just like he said, ooh, they got gold arrowheads, and they're like, ooh, gold arrowheads. And they heard all the miraculous things. It's just like that World's Fair shit. All these things they had to come and take from us because we was the engineers and the creators of all this shit. They can say what they want. But again, you can always tell because the devil's in the detail. The proof in the pudding. J-E-L-L-O. Why isn't all this shit in their history? They don't have none of that stuff. That's something you got to think about. Food for thought. Question? Roll it.
A lot of those cowboy culture, what they call Southwest culture, that is the true Mexican culture, which would be the people that's coming out of the Southwest regions, your cowboy area and things of that nature, which is us. So the trade was carried on the state of the art vessel known as the Manila galleon, developed by naval architects in 1550. Well, they actually was around before then. 1550s just when the Spanish is gonna come in the picture. Now, for a century and a half, more than hundreds of galleons were built in the Philippines. Some were built in Pasgani, Albany, Mindoro, and Iloilo, but majority were built in the Philippines. So if we look over to the left side and look over to the right side, you can actually see a baby here, and he looked like a Buddha or something, the Chinese Buddha. But these are the people that will actually come in and replace the people to the right, which would be the indigenous people in the Philippines. They're slave labor, forced labor.
I wonder what would happen if our people would have never intermingled. And it's cool. They could have dared a leg because them folks bought them now. Well, I think that was a big problem that we intermingled with them, you know, because that's why we at where we at right now at this moment and this time. Trying to unravel all that everybody sleeping with everybody. That's why we got a problem right now. Roll it.
It was called Polo Servio. Again, these are indigenous tribes from the Philippines. These are pictures of indigenous people there.
So, as he showed you the indigenous people that's tribe in the Philippines, they already look like that. I think that was their way of trying to lighten us up. They tried to find somebody who looked similar to us and bring them over here and just mix up the cookie jar, man. Just roll the dough. Knead the dough. Roll the dough. Roll it.
If you look on the right here, you'll have the whitewashed version. You look to the left, you'll get the indigenous version. A lot of these people had a trade in monopoly here to the West Coast and the Pacific areas of what today of North America. But we have to understand that the people from North America actually branched out and went and built colonies throughout these small islands there. Were there people there? Yes, but they were melanated as well. Again, right here, more indigenous people of the Philippines, and this the people today who are called Philippines. Well, who are they? Well, if we go deeper, they're called Chinese mestizoes. Again, we brought up Sanglish. Who are Chinese mestizoes? Well, they're an important element of Philippine society in the 19th century. They played a significant role in the formation of Filipino middle class. All right, in the 1898 revolution, the formation.
And once they came here and mixed it with all them people, then they started importing the other people. Now, I don't know who whitened them folks up, but once they sent, I guess, the melanated people, I don't know how the hell they did what they did. The ones that's coming here after those dates, that's the ones who is coming to claim the lands after they done light bright. So now it's easier for them to just slide their ass upon up in here. Like a Mago Papa say, up in here. Roll it.
What is now known as Filipino nationality. So in 1898, after the Spanish-American War, these people will be upgraded and put in upper class in the caste system, and they will become the new Filipinos.
Upper class. They can't replace you.
And this is them right here. As Chinese mestizo population increased, the question of legal status arose.
And what the new one's doing, because again, I keep telling y'all, the mixture of races is to divide. So picture this. It's 2026. When they came back into the gap to put them people in here with us, yeah, y'all slept with them, and they light bright and did some things. You know, that's the mulatto, the mixture. And those are the ones who caused strife. Those are the ones that we thought that was our people. And, you know, y'all, we accept everybody. And so they came and we taught them everything. So once we was comfortable enough to figure, oh, they're in the shit pot with us, y'all taught them people everything. And once y'all did that, they brought the new motherfuckers over, and they taught them. And now they taught theirs right out of y'all existence. Because ain't nobody gonna take no Chinese man coming here tomorrow and teaching them no shit. But I bet you his mulatto people is. How much you wanna bet that? Roll it.
From the beginning of the Spaniard occupation, 1740, the inhabitants of Filipino were classified in 3 classes: Spaniards, Indios,
They
and
have to get the
Chinese.
knowledge out at some point.
Now, this is what helped create that caste system. And Chinese mestizos and Chinese, who were all tribute-paying classes, although each class was assessed of a different amount. So they had to pay taxes, and the people more lighter skinned they were exempt from those taxes. So right here, bro, Rich, if I asked you, right here, these young ladies right here, what nationality of people do you think they look like today?
To the right, shit, that looked like a light-skinned sister from the south. To the left, I guess you would say India.
Okay.
A female from India or Pakistan or something like that.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay. So they like, to me, they like some Serrano, especially on the west. I mean, on the left, they look like Mexicans, what they call Mexican people today. And it's real interesting because a lot of people, the Mexicans are actually, they're Sanglis. So these are the Chinese and Filipino mixtures, Spanish mixtures, they're mestizos. And they're going to create this culture right here. This dress right here, we see these at a lot of Mexican celebration, Mexican culture today, what they call Mexican or Hispanic culture. This is what, they wear for their parties. It's called a China poblano dress. This China poblano dress is worn by Mexican women in Pueblos towns from the 16th through the late 19th century. The word China has little to do with China poblano. The original name is given to a domestic servant. Watch this. But also was applied to refer to a woman who wrapped cigars and laundries or prostitution. Now, Asia had taken the city of Pueblo, Mexico, where she became a saint named Catherine de San Juan. She was unique to the churchmen crusaders and canonized Christianity after her death. But this lady right here, the Chino slaves who made the journey from Asia to Mexico in the 17th century. So these Chinos would be slaves. Now, again, America been so stuck on teaching us in history that the only slave trade we ever heard about was the transatlantic slave trade. At the same time, they disregarded that Asians came here as slaves to Mexico in the 17th century.
They ain't gonna tell you because the gig gonna be up. Why would they tell you they shipping a whole bunch of motherfuckers here to replace you? If they would, then we knew that they would have been replaced. So they quiet on the set. They put the mugs up there on the stick. Shh. So they can pretend they was already here. That's why. Roll it.
So let's walk it down. Let's build this culture. On the left side, you see indigenous Mexicans. On the right side, you see the mestizo, the Chino mestizos. Right here in the book called Asian Slaves in Colonial Mexico, From Chinos to Indians by Tatiana Ali out of University of Miami, we see that the experience illustrate Spain colonies and reach the crown, which together, hold on, let's come down. So historically unprecedented way in the time, Chinos in Mexico came to be treated under the law. Watch this, Rick. Under the law, they became indigenous vassals of the Spanish crown in 1672. The implications were enormous. Indians, then Chinos, they could no longer be held as slaves. Tatiana Salas tracked down Chinos' complex journey from the slave market of Manila to the streets of Mexico City.
Wickedly diabolical. Rolling.
So these people would be brought over to Mexico in the 1600s if they convert over to Catholicism. They will be seen under law as Indians. And Tatiana Salas, this assistant professor, she went and studied it, and this is why Mexicans no one is more documented on the planet than we are here in North America. we are documented. We can go back the furthest. A lot of these countries don't even have the ability to track ancestry. We were more civilized and been civilized for a long time. Right here, there was another slave trade that took place after 1807 Trade Embargo Act. America, the British, and they cut off. They are said to cut off the transatlantic slave trade. Well, during that time in 1810, you'll get what is called the Chinese coolie slave trade coming here. Now, the Chinese in the United States was reinforced to establish history of Chinese labor as indentured service. The trafficking of Chinese slaves had first begun in the 17th century by the Dutch. Much of the slave trade of the Chinese during the confusion, the corners of the Opium Wars in the 18th.
That damn Dutch, huh? They all up in it too. Pat that Dutch. Pat that Dutch. Pat that Dutch. Yep. Tripping. All day.
1830s, where as many as 50,000 Chinese were abducted in a Chinese port each for several years between 1840 and 1900. They said as many as 250,000 Chinese were sold into slavery in the coolie trade. So they'll be spread out through the islands, Chinese, people from India, or at that time.
Hey, Top Cats.
Turn up.
What's your thoughts when you hear immigrants say the Chinese built the railroads over here?
Well, ask them who would they teach you. When they built them, they weren't there by themselves.
See, all that nigga teaching people shit. Stop telling people what you're doing. Again, if they got the railroads up over here, where the damn railroad over there? Go look up China's history and see when they developed the railroad system. And see who had it first. Roll it.
They were out there with us. So they came and sat under us. Even the catfish farms, even agriculture, even sugar plantation down in Louisiana. Yeah, the Chinese and the Asian were right on side of us.
Big ups to real LA.
But no, they didn't build it because at that time in China, they didn't even the railroad didn't even exist.
Facts.
So
just say that.
If they were gonna do something or had the skill, they would have did it at home first.
Facts.
Somebody said the Buffalo Soldiers is
right. Buffalo Soldiers babysitted them and taught them everything that they knew. We'll get into that. That's actually in the bill. Shout out to that person. That's actually in the bill tonight. Bring more understanding.
Right.
So right.
Look like everybody we teach some shit to, they take what he taught them and they use it against us. You know what? Maybe y'all need to stop teaching motherfucking shit. And I understand that all that touching myself to the real Jews, because we are that people though. And you know what? I think that's some biblical shit, or some writing down a monkey in a wrench. Everybody that we keep showing shit to, turn around and give it to them people, and they turn around and use it against us. Upside, turn around. Man, look. It's crazy. It's crazy out here now.
Here, these are posters from back then. The Chinese wall approved the United States of America. Abroad, the United States of America. These are the camps that the Chinese coolie slaves were in. This is history that they don't teach us because they want to make us to be the victim. All of this is to take us off of who we are. Okay, let's get to it. The scholars of the Bering. Hold on. Yeah, scholars look at the Bering Strait theory as the origins of Native Americans, but in North America. But you see, the Bering Strait is merely a theory which academia and scientists are now doubling back, stating that new evidence.
I understand a lot of bullshit.
Actually debunks the land bridge claims and puts Europeans as the first inhabitants of North America. The truth is, Siberians were enslaved by Russians, brought to Alaska, Canada, California as laborers for the fur trade. And the Russian-American company looks to monopolize the trade of the Bering Strait will be named after Russian explorer Vitus Bering. So let's get into it. Right here, this is a Native American news outlet, and they even...
Yeah, I ain't about all that Bering Street shit, but people gotta realize, look, as a veteran in road marching and doing all kind of shit, Man, you know how long it take to get somewhere. These motherfuckers act like they're just a hop, skip, and a jump. And you just go across the street, like some of them people say from New Orleans, street strawberry and scroll. That's a long way. That's the same thing as the so-say immigrants coming from Honduras. They got been to Honduras. You did not walk your ass from Honduras to fucking United States. Get the fuck out of here. I would like somebody to do a test. Go where them people at, and I want y'all to walk from where them people at to fucking America. And see how long it take your bitch ass to come here. Surviving through that cold, the climate, all kind of shit. All the terrain. I want to see if that's even fucking feasible. Roll it.
Listen to this. So many scholars have asked, where did Native Americans come from? We're asking it too. But no one has managed to answer the question. Hey, y'all get some flames in the chat. No one has managed. This is a Native American site. So in the book Red Earth, White Lies, famed Indian activist writer Vine Delora Jr. wrote, we do not know the history. Look what they artists wrote. It's not many Native American writers. Okay, we're going to go into when they first started writing. We're going to get into that in this build. But we.
And besides that, these so-say fake-ass Indians so-say got all their history. Is anybody asking these people how fucking they fucking go back since they so-say the true people? You know, we always been here, how Pueblo and Pocatane feel, and how we smoke 'em, whop 'em. I want to know where them people origins so-say come from. They so-say kept up with tradition and all kind of other shit. But they ain't gonna let that cat in the bag, no. That was just wishful thinking. I had to put that up in there, just put it in there. Roll it.
Vine Delora Jr. wrote, we do not know the real history of our planet, and we know very little about the historical experiences of various societies and races which constitute our species. So this is the Native Americans admitting themselves that they have no recollection of their history.
Damn, I just said that shit.
Period. As I said before, we are the most documented people, not only in America, but in the world.
Just to let you know, I have not seen this video yet. I'm just going at it. It's just as you seeing this bitch, I'm seeing it for the first time too. And I'm just commenting. And we on the same page. A lot of these questions I'm asking in the forefront is crazy that you little dude come right behind me in a few minutes and start explaining it and talking about the shit. Cause it's like a breadcrumb for me. You drop a few little things, nigga, my mind gonna go way over yonder. And start asking questions. Eventually we're gonna be asking the same goddamn question. Same goddamn question. You know why? It's all some bullshit. Roll it.
Our tradition contains tantalizing bits of knowledge and lore about prehistoric times, and the stories of elders, facts about migrations and drastic climate change are interwoven with metaphors and myth. Tribal tradition, Deloria said, very considers regarding the origin of man. So let's get to it. Where did this story come from? Well, the continent of North America had been inhabited by humans for at least 16,500 years earlier than 1500. Settlers of European.
16,000. Did I do my speed for today? Did I do my reparation $10 million tax-free lump sum right away? How you like that? Oh, Mr. PSA, Mr. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. We would like to get our reparations before the year is out. And thank you. Roll it.
An interest in discovering how humans had come to population, how humans become to populate North and South America. One theory suggested that the migration of Norsemen across Greenland, that'll be in the 10th century right there, and that'll be by what's his name? I had a coin, Leif Erikson. I'm sorry, Leif Erikson and the Vikings, which that wouldn't be the first. You had 6th century, had Brendan the Navigator and the Welsh that actually came over. But let's walk, and that's the routes that Columbus is going to be trained Is they gonna take the same routes that Brandon, the navigator, took to get here? Okay, yet another idea proposed that inhabitants had generated out of the mud. 1800 scientists' theories discussing the possibility of a land bridge that had spanned between Asia and North America thousands of years ago. The theory of the land bridge fueled the imagination of explorers and scientists for centuries. And we're going to go through that. In 1590, the Spanish missionary Fray Jose Acosta produced the first written record suggesting a land bridge connection. So when we hear that the Native Americans walked across the ice bridge, and I mean, that's crazy. If you barefooted and walking across all that ice, you'll have pneumonia by the time you get to where you're going.
Pneumonia, you get hypothermia, frostbite, and everything else. Ex-military soldier walking, that shit go through them goddamn boots. The motherfucker got trench foot and all kind of shit. That ain't that easy walking through no goddamn cold. That's some bullshit. I tell y'all, that's some bullshit. That shit crazy now, but that's all good. I just had to throw that monkey in the ring because I'm bleeding dumb shit. Rolling.
So they're not even logically thinking. This is someone creating a story, and we're going to find this story wasn't true. But the question of how people migrated to the New World was a topic widely debated among thinkers. So this was debated, and that's why it's a theory. That's why it's called the land bridge, the Bering Land Bridge theory. So
okay, I keep telling people about the word theory. It's educated guess. It's a hypothesis. Theories are not proven. If that's the case, there wouldn't be no goddamn theory. Just like that out of Africa theory. Same shit. Same bedtime, same bed channel. Roll it.
Custer rejected many of the theories proposed by his contemporaries. Instead, he believed that hunters from Asia had crossed into North America via the land bridge and narrow strait located far to the north, though the land bridge was still in existence before his lifetime. Okay, so this guy right here, you had Peter the Great, 1682, 1725. He charted the exploration of eastern borders. He recruited a Danish.
That nigga said Peter.
Explored by this Bering, and that's where the land bridge is actually going to derive its name from. This guy right here, the theory of the land bridge refuted. Okay, let's walk. So this land bridge, they start to. You have David Hopkins. He's a geologist who studied the land bridge. Now, this is very important because little was known about the Bering Land Bridge when Hopkins began his field work. This is 1940, family. So in 1940, this conversation about a land bridge or the natives walking across the land bridge, it did not even exist at this time. It wasn't enough evidence behind it. So watch what they're going to do. So but botanists, archaeologists, and other scientific specialists in the 1950s and 60s, Hopkins promoted the theory that the land bridge linked Asia and North America among human, animals, and plants, and they migrated 12,000 years ago. Now, Hopkins worked as a research scientist for the U.S. Geological Survey from 1942 to 1984, when he became a distinguished professor at the University of Alaska. He taught, conducted research, and directed the Alaskan Quaternary Center until his retirement. So as we see, they knew nothing about it. So they're going to come with programs later, the SBHP, to provide support on the completion of this Alaska theory and so on. But they also funded the Bering Strait Heritage Foundation to conduct traditional youth study in Hot Springs, Bella, in hopes the study will culminate into a traditional cultural property nomination, given the site National Register of Historical Places. So as we see, this was an ongoing research to find out who they was, which lasted all the way into the 90s, where the U.S. and Russians actually came together to try to work this problem, and they still came up empty. You had what is called Lil Diomit or Yesterday's Island. So
you know what? It's too easy. Cause let me tell you something. Anytime a people so sit migrating on foot, bitch, you gonna have a trail of dead bodies. Everybody didn't fucking make it alive. You understand what I'm saying? So y'all can miss me with all that bullshit about we can't find everything. If you can't find some bones and a few bones here, then you go out 5,000 more yards, or 100 yards, or 10,000 more yards. They should have dead bodies. They should have a trail leading from point A to fucking point B. Now come on now, where the bones at? Follow the goddamn bones. Is this what archaeological shit is about? Find out about migration period. You can see when the elephants or animals migrate to a certain area, how you got the older ones die off, or the younger ones die off, or they just happen to get sick. They got graves. They bury each other. They just didn't die and just left now. So where is the trail of motherfucking bodies from point A to point B? Now, I don't know if anybody ever brought that shit up, but that's a definitely telltale, surefire motherfucking way to see where these fucking people came from. You would literally have a goddamn trail. Just like y'all claim about the Trail of Tears. Where's that motherfucking trail? A trail of dead bodies. Same thing with the motherfucking slave trade. Where the dead bodies at? Where the trail? Follow the trail, bitch. Follow the trail. Roll it.
The theory, this right here is yesterday's island, and right across the larger model is Russia. So once you cross over, you in Russia. Not only you in Russia, as you go further across over the mountains, you are in Siberia. So this place does froze, and you can actually travel across it once a year. So is this close? This is the United States version. This is Russia territory. No one actually lives in these areas. If so, it's a small population of people moving and grooving, but it's almost like you're in no man's land. That's the real Barren Strait. Now let's get down to it. How did they write it out the story? How did they do the destiny swap? Well, one of their methods was to say that all of the American Indians died off. So right here in the National Institute of Health.gov, we see that it estimated 95% of indigenous population Americans were unalived in infectious disease during the years following. So all of us are supposed to be gone right now.
Hold on. That's like COVID. Killing everybody. First of all, y'all done man-made this shit and gave it to bitches intravenously. But yeah, we still here too. So you think some bullshit ass, and we were still strung up back then than we are now. They can say what the fuck they want to say. From us mixing with other races and watering our genetics down in our superpower, we are stronger back then than we are today. So they can miss me with that bullshit too. They got places the white man haven't been. So how the fuck he killed a whole damn race of people? Why Africa ain't dead? Y'all watch y'all cracker ass over there. Why the only people dead from them fucking crack ass diseases? Why everybody else ain't dead? If that's the case, everybody should be dead from playing with them white folks. Why only here though? Like I said, same thing with the COVID. Why everybody ain't dead? So that's another feather in y'all hat to say y'all can miss me with that bullshit. Roll it.
Okay, if we were all gone, if the whole population was gone, then it would be no need for the wars that we fought in.
Right. There you go, boy. I told you. He about to hit it now. There's no wars. Then what the fuck we fighting if everybody dead? Everybody. And then if everybody was dead, who taught them about the land? See what I'm saying? That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Roll it.
Such as the Revolutionary War, the Pontiac Wars, Battle of Tall Timbers, the Creek Civil War, the Indians down in the Southeast, and also 1830 Indian Removal Act. So if the Indian Removal Act 1830 and all the Indians passed away, who are they moving? So again, I don't think the people who wrote this down were logical, or maybe we just.
But that's all right though. That could show the whole thing story. All they did was show themselves as a liar. So it's a good thing they were stupid. thank God for retardedness. Because if they was on point, ooh, y'all got a hard time understanding the retarded shit. Y'all got a hard time understanding the monkey in the wrench. So again, thank God it's Friday. Y'all shit, roll it, goddamn. If y'all couldn't understand them holes and stories, now I ain't confused. Y'all really wouldn't understand it. Roll it.
10 steps ahead of. Now, let me get this out the way. We'll skip that for now. So we'll deal with the battles here. The first person that passed away in what started the Revolutionary War was Crispus Attucks. Crispus Attucks was not a Native American. He was American Indian descent. And history are not shy to put that information out. But he was a melanated man.
Attucks, roll it.
In the streets of Boston. Phyllis Wheatley and other people wrote about this. Prominent melanated people wrote about these stories. When we get down, again, like I said, the Revolutionary War, the Tuscarora, King Philip, so on and so forth, all of these people are melanated people. And the captives in these wars will be sent over to the West Indies, Jamaica, and the Caribbean islands, things of this nature, Barbados, things of this nature. At this time, this conversation is not about a Native American. Native American can't have this conversation. When we look up the war records, Native American can't have those conversations because they have no documentation on them. Again, this is the reason why they trying to get the vital statistics to take down the genealogy platforms because we have too much documentation on this. Well, we'll move down to the Seminoles, and this is very important because the Seminoles are probably one of the most famous tribes here because of what they accomplished, the revolts and actually fighting against the U.S., defeat 8 U.S. generals. And 1870, they beat the U.S. down so bad. In 1870, the U.S. came to them and asked for their assistance in fighting a people called the Plains Indians, who would later become the Native Americans. Very important we point that out. So we would be the first line of defense, and we would actually defeat these people who they call Native Americans. So let's walk. That war take place from 1860 to 1858, really throughout the Civil War. So that's when the Civil War came, and you had the Confederate Army and the Union. Well, this battle in the Civil War, the most important battles will take place in what is called Indian Territory. And this is where the Seminoles will shine. Not only the Seminoles, but this is the story of when they come with, this is after the Trail of Tears, which is very important. And hold on, that's what I wanted to come up to. So after the Trail of Tears, one of the things that's very important, and it's wild because you have Black History Month today for the Cherokees. So the Cherokees have people in Oklahoma today on the news, on the Tulsa News, on Channel 26, Tulsa News, Channel 25, Tulsa News, out there in shackles with their wrists and their ankles shackled. This was this week, maybe Wednesday. Chuck Hoskin is the chief of them. He have no genealogy. His genealogy, they tried to make him go back to a guy in the 1800s. The problem was that is no one can find this guy on any records. So they created a person to say that this guy has the right to be the chief because he descends from someone that comes out of the early 1800s. But there are absolutely no records on that. Not only that, but this guy who's the principal chief of the Cherokee today, he didn't know his own genealogy. So a YT man is the guy who actually performed the genealogy search and brought him back this fake ass Indian. Okay, so the Trail of Tears, today they created the Trail of Tears over. And this time they put them in shackles and chains and white gowns. BS, you know, and for them people to be out there dressing up and going along with it, I think it's super important that we have these conversations with them, bridge this gap. But right now, what we're looking at, they told us that we were enslaved by Native American tribes, which couldn't be no further from the truth. As we see down here, say natives never enslaved us. We were the slave masters. So these are slave schedules that are coming down from ranging from 1810 to 1860. And I really wanted to follow that down and follow some of the towns where they said this took place. So this would be Arkansas 1850 record. But if we look right here, the number of slaves, you'll see all of them says 1 on this particular one. They have their ages right here. They have the color. So as you notice, there are B's and M's on here. B for black, M for mulatto. Very important. The slave master is said to be with all B's. Slave master is said to be black or mulatto, which would be mixed race, right? Indian on Indian or Indian and the European, black European at that. All right, let's move up right here. This another one right here out of Mississippi. Again, all B's next to the name. This is from the 1850, I'm sorry, census. Again, all B's and M's. No Native Americans here. At this time in the 1850s, there was no such thing as a Native American. No one heard of it. Again, right here, this is in Mississippi. All B's by the name. These are the slave masters. These are the records. And we could just skip through, so we won't be here all day. This is Virginia. You'll actually see the I's and the M's right there. I's for Indians and mulattoes. Right here, we have number enslaved people 3, a female that's 30, a male that's 30, a female 14, and a male that's 10. This is their family. So we have been fed the wrong information on slavery. And slavery does not connect to the transatlantic slave trade. There was a domestic slave trade taking place here because a lot of people were enslaved on their own land, period. And if a lot of people owned these plantations and it was a family, no different than if you file taxes and you file for dependents on your taxes. So if you were a property owner, landowner, you could file taxes and be reimbursed by the state, and you can use your family as the dependent. Same thing as they doing today. They just switch the word and the language up. So don't fall for the BS. That's why they say you got your slave master name, because you named after your father.
Oh, I'm so glad somebody cleared that shit up. I keep telling people, why the fuck? You think Queen Elizabeth and them? And I'm just saying, you know. That's some more shit anyway. But when they like brighten their ass up, hell, they didn't like Meghan Markle ass. Why would royalty give a slave your name? That's like giving them royal lineage. Now come on now. Come on now. Cause let me tell you something, these wasn't no ranky-dank people that came over here now. Yeah, they shipped they roughnecks. But most of these people that came over here, they were raw, so-called. People of nobility, aristocrats. Everybody wants to be a cat. Hallelujah. Everybody seen Aristocrat? What didn't she? And all y'all cartoon fans out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But if you know what I'm talking about, 3 in the morning, got the cat, try to stash spot. 5 the fast sweet, turning on a bub light, hands on the... I got a pocket full of thong. Yeah, but that's some bullshit though. Ain't nobody gonna give you their motherfucking last name. The motherfucker protect their last name like a motherfucker. They don't even want you married into the family. They let the royal blood. Shit, better like give it to you. Come on, man. Make that make sense now. Besides, that devil is in the detail. Roll it.
You're named after the family plantation. Facts. Let's walk. So after the Seminole War, we'll get down into, again, just showing the presence of us, and we don't see anyone down there but us. So the battle for Indian Territory, where the Confederates will sign a treaty. They will forge names on the treaty and sign up with Apple Pike and the Confederate Army. At that time, the Confederate Army was a government that ranged all the way from the South, all throughout the South. And the brains of it was a guy named Judah Benjamin, who was a melanated man. We have the documentation on that. Also, the president of it Jefferson. Yeah, I think it was his name, Jefferson. He also, we have his records in Canada. Well, he was a melanated man, and also his grandmother, his family, aunt, sisters, brothers, all melanated people. We had the newspaper articles on that. This is Stan Wade, the last Confederate general to he was a mixed race Indian. He was the last Confederate general to surrender. 1866, there was a treaty that was passed. Again, through this treaty, where they gave Creek Indians 140 acres, and that goes to Sarah Rector, she was the richest woman in the world by the age of 10, 12 years old. They had found oil under her land in Oklahoma and Indian Territory. And the Rockefellers and a lot of other people came down there, rushing down there, and actually ended up taking over all of the oil. So I wanted to bring out this treaty because 1866, and then you had March 22nd, 1870. These treaties said that we were to get rights to the land. We didn't owe anyone nothing. We even controlled our mineral rights, which meant the oil. That's how a lot of people got rich off the oil. Oklahoma was booming.
A lot of people buy land today and don't own the mineral rights. A lot of people don't understand there's mineral rights you have to own too. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, I had to throw that piece up in there because, no one has helped the battle.
The number one oil facilitators in the world. I bring this up because Native Americans should be in the story because we're talking about American Indian tribes. As you see, treaties with Chickasaw, treaties with the Seminole, treaties with the Creeks, treaties with the Cherokee. This 1866, right after the Civil War, right after these guys just won the Civil War, and they were awarded land by the U.S. for their participation and actually winning the war. Now, I brought that up again because Native Americans can't come back. If you were here, you should have been fighting. But when we look into the people who were fighting, we don't see any Native Americans. The documentation is there. Our people, it's only our faces. And this is what we lose when we don't do our genealogy and we don't know who we are in the story. Because people are asking for reparations for something that they can't prove that happened to them, when there are other avenues, such as these treaties. The things that we're owed, our inheritance, are in these treaties. And if we don't know who we are and we don't look back
that's exactly what I said. This FBA shit gonna lead to digging into that genealogy. I told y'all, we are who those treaties are signed to. Once you figure that out and identify yourself in that from tracking it down, baby, it's all gravy. So one gonna lead to the other, as intended. So don't get mad with these people with this FBA shit. At least it's one step closer than saying America. I don't know. So yeah, let it fall, let it fly, bitch, let it fly. They gon' again, they have no choice but to come to the conclusion that we just from here and to do the genealogy. And like I said, a lot of time it's just some bullshit. Because as I've always said, them people got all our records and all our shit anyway. All you doing is paying motherfuckers and wasting money and doing all this shit with something that motherfuckers already have for free. Straight up. Because at this point, it's starting to be a little money game. It's all it is. It's a goddamn money game. So, anyway, roll it.
Our past and know our story, then it goes unnoticed and they're able to keep operating. But the Cherokee, not to fast forward because that's in the bill, but the Cherokee brought in what they called the freedmen, right? Which was two totally different people than them. They're more documented. Again, like I said, the chief of the Cherokee today, Hoskins, he had fake ass genealogy. He can't even show himself in the story in the 1800s. He the fucking chief. He have all the resources at his fingertips, but it's nothing inside of those articles that says anything about him. Only us, and they're using us to portray this and to operate basically in the manner where they destiny swapped and they act as though we don't even exist. But we really don't exist until we start calling our ancestors' name and know who we are and what we are in the story, understand our past, and we can understand what is owed to us. Let's walk. So during the Civil War, Seminoles sided with the Confederacy, and many of them fled to Kansas. Okay, and that would be the Battle of Blood on Ice, what we just showed right there, where they actually went to Kansas, joined the USCT, United States Colored Troops, 1st and 2nd Infantry, right? And this, you can still see the melanated chiefs at the time that participated in that. What we don't find is Native American faces. Then it comes back and said the Curtis Act of 1898, the Dawes Commission dissolved the Seminole government and divided its territory amongst approximately 3,000 enrolled tribe members. So by the close of the 18th century, the 19th century, I'm sorry, we'll see that they're gonna disband this Seminole group. Now this is John Hoyce. These are the Seminoles. They left Florida, came in Oklahoma, left Oklahoma, came down into Texas, and guarded the borders of Nacimiento. Right here in 1866, the Congress passed a new law and they created the Buffalo Soldiers. Shout out to the brother that brought the Buffalo Soldiers. And the Buffalo Soldiers be very instrumental. Again, we should see the Native Americans. At this time, they're actually gonna come into the history of the United States at this time. But it wouldn't be pretty. So African Americans fought and died with Washington troops in the American Revolution. Okay, again, like I said, the first casualty in the American Revolution was American Indian by the name of Crispus Attucks. So, and he was melanated, not a Native American. That's strike one. So, again, African Americans fought and died with Washington troops in the American Revolution. And again, they repelled British invasion in the War of 1812. During the Civil War, nearly 180,000 African Americans served in the Union Army, with over 33,000 giving their lives for the Union and and their freedom. So, July 28, 1866, they're gonna, in the conclusion of the Civil War, again, another war that we headlined, that we had the most soldiers, the most troops in, and gave them a better chance to win because they adopted our military strategy and our military genius. After they seen they couldn't beat us, they asked us to join. You feel me? So we made the U.S.
Can't
period.
beat 'em, join 'em.
So
Rolling.
right here, this the 9th in the 10th Cavalry Regiment. You see them coming on horseback, it's a bad day for you. The 9th Cavalry came to Texas in 1860.
And that's the same philosophy they want us to do. If we can't beat them, they want us to join them. And we refuse to join them. But it's not like that the other way around. So, be mindful, people. Roll.
To set up camp and force along the frontier, and later Buffalo Soldiers fought in the Spanish-American War. Both world wars, they shared their country with strength. This is all they're talking about. We don't hear these conversations about the natives. So right here, yeah, they did teach skilled labor to the Chinese coolies that came over. Not only the Chinese coolies, but the white migrants that came over. So right here, the U.S. Military Academy at West Point installed a 2,000-pound bronze statue to honor Buffalo soldiers who taught horsemanship and military genius and military fighting tactics to white cadets for over 114 years.
Yeah,
so we are the mothers and fathers of this land, period. You don't come to a slave from another country to navigate, to map out roads and river systems, and these guys would go 21 days without drinking water. They would use cactuses. They would get the water out of cactuses, create their own little systems where they can purify the water, where they can drink, or they'll go all the way to the top of the mountain to get the water out because it'll be more it'll be more good for them. So these type of things, these tactics that they use to survive and stick around here, at the same time, they fought for 25 years to put what today is known as Native Americans on reservations. So when you look out there, all the reservations on what is called the plains or the west coast of America, these people were actually put on their reservations. They didn't go there freely.
Yeah, man, you really don't see no great vegetational reservations, you know, which is crazy. I got those so many motherfuckers died the fuck off, rolled it.
There was battles that ensued, which they did hand-to-hand combat against our ancestors, the Buffalo Soldiers, and we demolished them. The Buffalo Soldiers are going to be a camp that's going to come from what they call the Seminoles Scouts. The Seminole Scouts, which would be these guys right here. The Seminole Scouts sided with the Confederacy. Most Seminoles. Seminole Negro Indian Scouts. This is National Historical Parks in Texas. You got Fort Davis. You got Brackettville, Texas. That's wild. All right. So these are some of the treaties that the Native Americans are going, the Plains Indians at the time. Native Americans going to come later, so we're going to keep it in context with the Plains Indians, and we're about to break down a little further in detail. In this treaty signed on April the 29th, 1868, between the U.S. government and the Sioux Nation, the United States recognized the Black Hills as part of Great Sioux Reservation, set aside for exclusive use by the Sioux people. So they end up going to battle with us, Buffalo Soldiers. This is Custer's last standing right here. And they would be put on reservations as they lose. As we see, the Great Sioux Reservation was set aside for them. So this is them right here on the reservation after that ass whooping. This is them right here. No type of infrastructure down there. We would have had houses, we would have had churches, neighborhoods, roads, irrigation, all of these type of things, playgrounds for the kids, gardens, all of these type of things, baseball fields, football fields, different things of this nature right here. But you know, you see them out there in camp teepees. Right here, the Battle of Bear Valley. This right here, 1918, elements of American 10th Cavalry Regiment, again, the Buffalo Soldiers. They detected about 30 of these native or Plains Indians. The army engaged in hostile Native Americans in comeback, and thus had been seen as one of the final battles of the American Indian Wars. So the American Indian Wars is the American Indians, us, i.e. us, fighting against what is called the Plains Indians, who were a threat to U.S. expansion at the time. Right here, Indians called Black Buffalo Soldiers in the Dakota. Black soldiers in Dakota Buffalo Soldiers, and they said it was because of their hair and their fierce fighting skills. But all of that was BS too. We're gonna push down in 1887, where we're gonna get the Dawes Act, which was February 8, 1870, and it provided allotment lands and several to Indians of various reservations, known as the Dawes Act, emphasized severely the treatment of Native Americans as individuals rather than as members of tribes. So here in Indian Territory, Oklahoma, parts of Mississippi, things of that nature, Arkansas, what's going to take place is, from that treaty of 1866 we just spoke about, and a lot of our people end up with granted lands, i.e. the creek, 140 acres, 160 acres apiece, and with no supervision of no kind, while the Native Americans are pushing the narrative today, saying that they were the slave owners of us. And as we go through the census records, again, we are the most documented people in the world. We go through the census records, we find no Native Americans. All of the surnames are the surnames we were at: Williams, Carter, Cobra, Jeffries, Thompson, Thomas, different things of this nature here. Davis, William, Johnson. These are the names that come up on them. Also, if these people were around, why weren't they in the fight?
And at the same time, y'all know all them folks that came from there got some weird ass names. You know, it don't sound nothing like these names here do today. Holcomb Pfeiffer, Hassan Pfeffer. Come on, man. These not the same names, bro. They're not. Pay attention. Surnames are not the same. Rule it.
That's very important. You know, our people, if you're not going to fight, we don't want you around us, period. So they wasn't around us. And to prove that, we actually engaged them in battle and put them on reservations. So let's walk. Who is American Indian? They get whoopers. Whoopers then talk to us. But we victimize y'all. Right here you had the Curtis Act. This is the act that's gonna come in and sweep up everything from the Dawes Road, all the lands and rights that they didn't close out in their deal. And again, we seen that this was the demise of the Seminole Nation that we know it. Okay, let's get to education. Education, you have the AMA, the American Missionary Association. It was an abolitionist group founded by Protestants, focused on abolition of slavery and education for African Americans. Now, they were most prominent in the United States from the antebellum period through Reconstruction. Now, today, this is what your HBCUs, this is who your HBCUs are today. As we see them sponsor Freedmen Bureau through colleges like Fisk University, Hampton, Tougaloo, Atlanta University, Dillard University, Talladega, and Howard University, L.O. Howard, Washington, D.C. Chocolate City. Again, this is the AMA and the HBCUs. They go Fisk, 1866. A lot of these schools were built for our people. But when we look into them, like Fisk, Hampton, this nature, the history of them is surrounded by American Indians. It's not surrounded by Native Americans. We're going to show you that. But American Indians, our people. The culture, everything about these schools, from their bands, their drill teams, their dances, their dance teams, this nature. The way that they dress up is still the same way that our people dressed up and how they politic back in the games. Me growing up, we had what was called Battle of the Bands. Oh man, you couldn't wait to get to a football game and they have Battle of the Bands for homecoming and these things of that nature. Our bands, nothing nice. Still today, they still get down. Shout out to them. A lot of those bands out there in the South and things like that, they still practicing their culture, tradition. You had every Ivy League school in America started off as a American Indian school. You know, here's Harvard University. I mean, Princeton, you name it. All started off as American Indian school. Hampton University started off as American Indian school. Well, the Native Americans come into play during education. They had something what was called the boarding school colonization. And this will start with in Philadelphia under the Carlisle School. From there, it was spread out. What's interesting in that, as we spoke of earlier, Hampton University was for American Indians and for our people. Well, Hampton, a historical, now this is coming from their site, Hampton University site. This picture up here is Native Americans. We know don't nobody Taylor Seuss like that but us. So dig these blues. Hampton, a historical African-American university, began the program in an effort to civilize Native Americans. The university sought to assimilate Native Americans. They taught English, how to dress, general etiquette, meaning how to set the table and say your manners and set the table, things of that nature. So we civilized. This program was to an effort to civilize these people, right?
Anything else would be uncivilized. That's why they came and called us. Ooh, they savage and they uncivilized. It's because it was. All they do is see it and call it something else. So for them to say we uncivilized, actually meant we was. Roll it.
Now, the school is an African American university. They just using that term at the time. African American didn't exist, but we know what they're saying. They're talking about us. Now, we taught them English. We taught them how to dress. We taught them general etiquette, tuck your shirt in, flush the toilet, bathe every night, you know, shit like that. Put on some deodorant, lotion, grease your hair.
Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to skip a few again, because I don't want to take all this content. I'm glad he's saying what he's saying, but I'm gonna skip a lot. Again, this is just a saving grace. So pause. We be right back for the calls. We back from the pause or the calls. So again, I'm gonna let about 5 more minutes roll out, and then I'm gonna do a few TikTok highlight reels, and we're gonna roll out because they have Q&A at the end, and I'm gonna let you go to the site to see these wonderful questions being addressed. I mean, beautifully. So without further ado, we're gonna keep rolling, and we almost out. Roll it.
They're in costumes at a fair in a makeshift tent with these costumes on as they're playing the role to be a people that they are not. Well, why do you say that? Because we just showed the Seminoles in 1800s Civil War era fighting in the war.
Now, you know what? It wasn't that long before, acting like they got so much history. Them folks, just like our grandparents and shit, them folks know, man. It's not so far back where, they can't remember and people ain't saying shit. That's just some bullshit to it. That's all it is. Just straight up, regular old ass boo-boo, which I think is some fuck shit. But I'm going to stop it right here. I just decided to cut it off. I want y'all to catch the full view on this channel. But without further ado, I got some smoke for y'all ass. This is what I've been talking about. I'm going to show you my reposted post from TikTok. This is where we need to be. Now, if I got to cut this video and redo a whole new video with these TikToks live, because I know y'all attention span, I don't want y'all to miss the getting, but if you on that spiritual shit and you working with it, you understand, you're going to watch the entire video. If you don't watch the entire video, that's your ass, Mr. Postman. Fuck it. That's on you, crew. So, hold it. We be right back with some TikTok shit. Pause. All right. We back from the pause with the calls. I have to put this TikTok shit up here because, honestly, TikTok on fire. Y'all bullshitting. TikTok and blue. Everything else out the water. So, I have a few videos that is very, very important. And saying a few things that I think all y'all need to fucking know, man. Stop the bullshit. So, without further ado, let's get to the goddamn
I need you all to
getting.
be prepared because the 14th Amendment, the oral arguments will be heard on April 1st. The final decision will be made in June or July. Why is this important to us? Because the 14th Amendment has to be interpreted properly. And in the executive order, the president, he mentions that the 14th Amendment is for those whose mothers are under the jurisdiction of the United States. But it
Now, y'all heard she said the POTUS, my boy, that president of the United States of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump. See, so y'all stop talking about that orange man for y'all, shoot yourself in the fucking foot, you goofy bitch. Because we not up high. We need that man to help us push our shit. So, cut the bullshit. Roll it.
refuses to acknowledge the baby follows the belly law. That is for us, the people, to hold them accountable. That is why I am teaching you the baby follows the belly law, because they are going to keep hiding it. You can ask ChatGPT.
You got to roll it to the next one.
Of Israel.
Get it, fool.
You went on television on the Gil Nova show, and you brought up my name again in terms of being part of the assassination team. You called me. You called me at the 10:30 at night. You called me on the night that Malcolm was assassinated, and told me that the Guardian was going to call me on the phone and to make a statement. You called me. You called me on the telephone. Excuse me.
Now y'all see, I'm gonna reveal a lot of shit that, these concepts on a history or the bullshit that's been going on that we've been calling out. That's actually coming to the forefront now and being a little bit more visible. So, roll it.
Malcolm was assassinated and asked me and told me to make a statement to the Guardian about the assassination. I did not make that statement because my wife told me it was a setup. The next morning, I found myself on the front page of every newspaper in the United States of America heading an assassination team to assassinate Elijah Muhammad. I ultimately got shot 8 times out of that incident. You're going to tell me...
Yep, crazy.
Israel. And this is what God wants.
When y'all were trying to get your state, a place to put the Jewish people,
Was the state of Israel the first location?
Yes.
That's a fucking lie.
No, to
the
some.
First location. Y'all was
You're
going
gonna
to
say
Haiti.
Uganda, but I'm not allowed to respond.
I'm not going to say Uganda.
gas card he
He doesn't even know about Uganda.
I wasn't going to start
He doesn't
there.
even know about
Y'all was
Uganda.
looking in South America, you was looking in Haiti, and you was looking in Africa. No place wanted y'all.
You want to know something?
The Palestinians decided
We didn't believe that God was going to redeem us.
That's a lie.
Yeah, we did it.
That is an
We went
anywhere
to
that would have allowed y'all to go. If South America would have accepted y'all,
in the Bible,
y'all would be saying the state of Israel is in South America.
You want to know
something? If
something?
Africa would have accepted y'all would have said the state of Israel is in.
And that is because, at the time of Israel.
I'm going to need y'all to understand that these people are not in power. They are not in control. They never have been. They are just the face of a company.
Why are you doing
That
all that
was
shit now?
a part of the whole agreement, was to keep my people oppressed so they can reach their maximum potential.
A great fraud exposed. United States is not the same as United States of America. If a nation expects to be ignorant and free in a state of civilization, it expects what never was and never will be. Thomas Jefferson. The District of Columbia Organic Act of 1871 created a municipal corporation to govern the district.
Man, get in here. Let me show you what's been going on around the world with our artifacts. And how they X us out, snap of a finger. And this is things they do that we have no idea, so I'm just bringing it up to the forefront. And if you can see very clearly, you can read, take a screenshot. But they say further thought on a come from Egypt, hair combs with S. With S, right? Combs with S. Combs from Kemet in Ghana. Which comb is from Kemet or which comb is from Ghana? Right? Now, here's another thing a lot of people did not catch. But I'm about to show you what's on this list. What they re-edited. Because they say, these black Americans don't know where they come from and they don't know their language. But this is what the world sees. And from this list, we got a close-up view. Well, black invented list, as you saw, right? We invented chess and the alphabets. So we invented the alphabets, but they gave it to Africans when they edited it. You don't know what's game being played. Do you know what's game? Do you know the game's being played with our peoples? The game is to X us out and to give it to Africa. Or to give it to any other nation and say, y'all don't have no culture. Did you catch that? So, who invented the alphabet? The Egyptians or the Africans? Or us? We on the block. Get in here. What if I told you that each Bible scripts tell a direct story about North?
You know what? I've been saying that. It even said in the Bible that Jesus hung from a tree. And I don't know why people keep saying he was hung on a cross. That's a fucking lie. But that go to show you how much motherfucker read the Bible. And it been in there. So when niggas was talking all that shit, that mean they ain't never even fucking read that shit. Even a goddamn pastor talking that bullshit.
North America. But this Bible verse have a distinct secret behind it. And now you're about to learn the direct secret behind this Bible verse. But before I start, if you'd like to donate, I greatly appreciate it. But let's continue. And you want to put on your seatbelt.
I think 1 million people need to get that boy $1. $1 bill, y'all. Get that boy some goddamn money and stop playing. Roll it.
For this one, and watch how the story come together so beautifully.
You know what's crazy? We can start a pyramid scheme. If 1 billion niggas get that nigga $1, we can pass it on. And then a billion niggas give another nigga $1, we can pass it on. And if another billion nigga give another nigga $1, we can pass it on. You catching it now? Roll it.
Without a shadow of a doubt, you're going to finally know where Jesus was a real person, died in North America. But TikTok, this is all scripted. This is all scripted, TikTok. Now, to understand how to read that page, you gotta go right here, tracing Japhet and his descendants, right? Take a screenshot, and it's about to tell a story. But let's stop right here first, and let's go to the Bible scriptures. Then come back to the Old Testament book of Jubilee. It's all about to make sense. Now, follow me, and let's go down this road. Yes, the Bible refers to Jesus crucifix as hanging on a tree, right? But as you move down, it specifically talk about the Israelites, right? The Israelites, right? Now, they tried to cover it up. This is how they tried to cover it up. The Bible does not say what type of wood the cross. Now, did you catch the lie? The cross. But the Bible verse said that it was hung on a tree. Dogwood tree.
Dogwood, right?
You see how they added that sentence there? But let's continue. What does dogwood tree grows? And you can see right here, literally, yes, dogwood tree are native to North America. But let's take our time. Let's go down here. Native to Chicago, right? Missouri, Virginia, North Carolina. And to get a better understanding, right here, evidence. The question have always loomed over our head. Did to Jesus, coincidentally, they run in Washington, D.C., and they all of a sudden became our heritage? Now, to complete this, we gotta go to tracing Japhet and his descendants. Now, pay close attention. In the book of Jubilee, parts of the Old Testament, right?
Didn't they hide the book of Jubilee with those 10 unwanted books, like the book of shit, Enoch and all the rest of them shit? The book of wisdom and the Apocrypha. These motherfuckers crazy. But anyway, rule it.
The son of Noah are given the land inheritance on earth. Jubilee chapter 8 depicts Shem's receiving the middle portion of earth, Middle East. Ham receiving the hot portion of earth, Africa. And Noah's oldest son, Japheth, received the northern part of the earth, Europe. What do you see missing? North, South, and Central America. Why do you see that missing? Because Jesus was here, and we are the direct descendants of Jesus.
Nah, they got another mystery about who Jesus really was. Now, y'all better do that work now. Y'all better do that work. I'm gonna move to the next video, but y'all better figure out who Jesus really was. It ain't Jesus. So, but anyway, it's a Christ-like. But I ain't gonna go there either. I'm gonna just let Get It roll. Mr. Get It. I'm gonna let it roll, bitch.
Man, get in here. Man, you gonna wanna put on your seatbelt for this one. So I've been hearing, right, a lot of lies, right, on TikTok. And I've been hearing a lot of people's, which is the Native Americans and the Indians, go at it. Now, let's pretend we're in the courtroom. Native Americans are on one side, and the Indians, which is us, on the other side. How can we use this document, just this front page, to our advantage? They Let's go down this rabbit hole because it's about to get interesting.
And if y'all come at my page to steal buff content and all kind of other show, Cyber Slurp, y'all better be trying to put some reparation instead of just looking at shit to try to take shit. Because all this stuff that I'm creating, it's all these things are my ideas and how I'm rolling with shit. It's all good, but don't fuck with me like that, man. Don't come and peep in and look and see what you can do and try to do the same shit. That's enough of, like I told somebody earlier on Facebook, stop competing against each other and compete against that motherfucking money, bitch. Roll it.
But before I start, if you'd like to donate for being your attorney, I greatly appreciate it. But let's continue. To my peoples and my peoples only, this document has something that you overlooked. But as your attorney, I'm about to set you straight. Now, what does this picture have something to do with my evidence that I'm about to present in the courtroom? This picture says 1,000 words. Now it's Dr. Martin Luther King and Stokely Carmichael, right? And for many of y'all don't know, it goes Stokely Carmichael. And this is evidence number 2 as your lawyer in the courtroom. Rat Brown, right? Now, what you don't fail to realize, that they are Indian chiefs. That now I can present this in the courtroom, and let me show you how I'm about to present the case. But if you'd like to donate again, I greatly appreciate it, but let's continue. Now, I will start off by saying, hey, Judge, we are the Indians, and no Native Americans is not presented in this case. Let me show you why. Let's go down to Rat Brown Act, right? He's an Indian chief. Here's Yana Rat Brown is actually displayed on the front page of the Indian Act because he's an Indian. Then I will have to rebuttal whatever the Native Americans have to say, and I say, Your Honor, we got another name down here, Stokely Carmichael, which is right here, right? Which right here you can see, Judge, clearly that he with the head Indian chief right here. He marched with him. Well, his name is on the bill. Now, Your Honor, court system, do you see any Wabo names down here? I mean, Native Americans' names down here? Now I will tell the Native Americans, prove your case after this. And then I will do my closing arguments. Because when you're in the courtroom, you have to have closing arguments. So my closing argument will be, they never show the front page. They always start off with the second line of this document, which is the Civil Rights Act, also known as the Fair Housing Act, right? Which is, right now, as you can see, they missed the word Indian Civil Rights Act and moved down to the second and third line to hide the history. Man, get in here. Man, you gonna wanna put on your seatbelt for this. Man, get in here. A lot of people keep telling me, move out the way, nigga. We need to take screenshots because you have good receipts that we need. Now, I'm honor your wishes. When I say what I say, I'ma actually move my face down so you can take a screenshot. Because everybody keep telling me I have good receipts that they never saw. They never saw or never would see. So I got you. Now I'm honor your wishes, but at least donate $1. $1 ain't gonna hurt you. Get in here. Ask yourself one question. Why, during every hurricane, no matter what you say, the Jewish neighborhood or immigrants, not the people who've been here, immigrants, or Jewish neighborhoods, so the police station or the court system or any system never get done by a hurricane. Never get done by a hurricane. Is you conspiracy theorists? Let me know know what you think about this in the comments. Man, get in here. Behind every picture I'm about to show you, I'm about to have receipts. For every picture I'm about to show you, because I want my people to learn comprehension skills and how to counteract the attack against these peoples. Now, you see this picture. It looks innocent, don't it? It looks very innocent. Now, when you comprehending what you're seeing, you're not paying attention. Elon Musk was born in South Africa. Why he's not called an African American? I'm about to show you these receipts. You're about to figure out what was happening behind this picture. Now, you're about to learn clearly what comprehension skills is. Africa, a noun, right? Africanus, plural, native or inhabitants of Africa, Elon Musk. But what they did is, in this comprehension skills lesson I'm about to show you, how they gave us his history, snap of a finger, without you even knowing, looking at this. This look innocent. Let me show you how comprehension skills go. Very clearly, more than you think, right? Follow me. Use of white residents, native or inhabitants, right there, right? So we understand who the real Africans is. But in this post, let me mark the way and watch how they gave us their history, snap of a finger. You didn't even realize what they did because your comprehension skills is not there.
Like Master Bobby say, they gonna make you them while they become you. All day. The man been said it. Good job, Getty. Wrote it.
Watch this. Watch the magic trick in this post. Now, we understand native or inhabitants of Africa, right? Which is African, right? So, use. But, you missing the commas. Commas means Africa. That means them. Not even the Africans there, not even the black peoples. It's used for them only. Use of white residents. That's it. Stop right there. Do not come up with your own theory and all this and who the Africans are. No, they are the real Africans. This is what this comma is. It stopped right there. Now, use of white residents of Africa from 1815. Let's stop right there. Now, this is how they gave us their history in one sentence, one post. Use of black residents from the United States from the 18th century. Hold up. How you gonna start from 1815 and then the 18th century? That means you went backwards. And 15 years, right? You said to us that we started in the 1800s. They started in the 1815s. Now, all of a sudden, the black people in the U.S. is the African Americans. Did you catch that? No, you didn't. But now you did. Man, get in here.
Next.
Man, get in here. Every picture that we see in North America have a story behind it. And the story is more stranger than fiction. But you're going to want to put on your seatbelt for this one. You're going to want to stay for the whole video, black peoples, or indigenous peoples of North America, as we may call, right? Now, we all heard these so-called Native Americans talking about this is their land. But let's prove them wrong right now. But before I start, if you'd like to donate, I greatly appreciate it. But let's continue. You see this picture called Black Elk, right? What do you think he is? Do you think he's a Native American, or do you think he's an immigrant? Well, if you said an immigrant pretending to be a Native American, you are right. Let's go down this rabbit hole. Let's start with a credible website, PBS, Channel 11, which is a history channel. More than 250,000 Chinese and 500,000 Asian Indians Now, comprehension skills, Asian, Indians, what you just saw, okay, were shipped to the New World between the 1840s and the 1870s. Now you ask your question, why Native Americans don't have no dish? Africans have a dish, right? Native Americans, which is the real us, have soul food, right? Mongolians have, every race has something besides them. Now it's even more worse than you think. The Chinese slave girl being landed as natives' daughters of America. Now you couldn't take a screenshot, but what did America give them in return for helping them repopulate North America on reservations? They gave them all our inventions so they can have an economy, and this is what they gave them to mass produce. So, in the treaty. Now, you wonder why we don't invent nothing more, because it's to hold us down to get them a leg up this economy. Now, in case you're wondering, they are related. Yes, based on genetic research, Native Americans and Europeans are genetically related because they're in the same continent, just like North America and South America, right? So, I hope you learned some comprehension skills today. If you'd like to donate, I greatly appreciate it. Man, get in here.
Next.
Man, get in here. Today, I'm going to ruin somebody's day. I have nothing else better to do than ruin your day. Now, we all eat turkey legs, right? But have you ever saw a turkey? This is what the leg actually looks like. Now, this is what it looks like cooked. And as you can see, it's not that big, right? Then ask yourself, this big old giant turkey leg, and the picture I just showed you, it's not the same, is it? So what are you really eating? What are you really eating? This is a dinosaur. I know the Muslims, they're going to be mad. The Hindus, they're going to be mad because if you get what I'm saying, it's that type of meat. Man, get in here. Today, I'm going to ruin somebody's day. Man, get in here. Hey, black civil rights leaders and all these leaders in government, what do they do to you? And to make the Jewish peoples and every immigrant take over North America, and we are the last bottom of the barrel, and we was here before every immigrant. Think about this. Let's just say we came on slave ships, right? Let's just say we came on slave ships. Nobody will hear us. And the so-called Native Americans, the so-called, right? Look at my ass, right? And the so-called immigrants, white, right? So you only have three peoples. How does the history ends? White people's one here. We so-called just got here, but the so-called Native Americans was here, but they didn't build no buildings. They did not build America. So now it leaves us. So now, think about this. Jesse Jackson, the NAACP, the secret societies, the Masonic and all this white glove, what they do to you? Did they show you a secret technology that they're going to kill you and all that, and if you tell the truth or whatever? Or is y'all behind our downfall? Because you have to be. You cannot be. Think about Africa. Africa's predominantly black because they ain't play that shit. You played that shit, nigga. You the one want to be cool with immigrants. And immigrants said, oh, okay, we're going to fund the civil rights movement and you going to sell your rights and you going to sell this and that's what we sold. Yeah, right? So you are the traitors. Now, it's time for you to come behind that sheet, that wall that you uphold, that and tell the truth. Because your kids, your ancestors, gonna look at you and when they find out what you did to them, because you did it to your own kid, you sold off their heirs' rights. You sold off the land. That's what you did, joining these secret societies. So, hey, you better tell the goddamn truth, because when the shit hit the fan, it's over with. Secret societies, people with the white gloves, and they sign. Why would you join white peoples when you invented the secret society? It was in North America. What do they have over you? Do they have a secret bomb or whatever? What do they? You invented everything. What do they have over you that keep you quiet? It's beyond me. Is it the Christian Bible? Is it the church? What do they have over you for you to be quiet? Shut your dumb ass up. Speak, nigga. Speak. Speak up forever. Hold your peace.
It's the matriarchal trick. That's the big secret. And they still don't want to talk about it. I know it's about. Go to that Deal with Blair video that I have on my channel that I did. You gonna figure out why these men are tight-lipped. Roll it. Next.
Well, you thought I was gonna stop. No, I'm not. Well, get in here, get in here, get in here. I ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna show you that America is Egypt. Well, have you ever heard about the Arkansas Sphinx and the lost city of gold? That's mentioned in the Bible. It ended. I'm gonna do like white people's. It ended. Do your own research. Now we'll make this post more interesting. This is the richest man in America, and he don't even want to understand his heritage. He's laying around with $11.4 billion. Do you not think that these peoples don't care about their own history? All right. Well,
next.
Man, get in here, get in here, get in here. I came across some pictures that's about to blow your mind, right? So let me tell you my objective first. My objective was to focus on Cairo Street and how far the Cairo Street goes in North America. And what I learned about to blow your mind. Did you know Cairo Street stretched from Memphis, Tennessee, St. Louis, and Chicago? And I have the photos. So you can want to stay for the video after. But if you'd like to donate, I greatly appreciate it for this hard work. But let's continue. Now, let's start with this picture right here. You see the Egyptian right here, right? It's not a theme, this is a real building. So as you can see, Tennessee. But let's continue. Let's continue. Now.
Tennessee. Lord, I want it so much. Y'all know that song, huh? Tennessee. That's what we were talking about. Roll it.
This is Midway in Chicago, where the airport is now located. But if you want to take a screenshot, take a screenshot. But let's get a little closer so you can see the sign that say Midway. Now do you see the sign that say Midway? Midway Airport in Illinois, streets of Cairo. But now, the streets of Cairo will not be the streets of Cairo without camels, right? Let's look at some camel pictures. And as you can see, you can read the caption, right? But it just not dawned on me. Remember we went on a Trail of Tears? And that's the reason why we weren't in none of these pictures? Because they cleared out our whole towns and they moved right on in. But let's continue. Here goes some more pictures of a man, look, riding on camels. As you can see right here. But let's get a little closer. Now do you see it? Here go another picture right here. Evidence, receipts. Now, Here go a whole brigade of camels. As you can see, camel processions, right? In the streets of Cairo, 1904, right? As you can see, all these is camels. And it don't stop there. It can go on for days. It can go on for days. But let's play the video.
This is the Observatory Park in Muntsville, Ohio. Look at the obelisk and the mounds.
Yeah, some of the glyphs and markers and mounds that they have on display, and they even have perimeter settings of the Great Pyramid in Giza as we go all the way across to another one a good, looks like about a quarter mile away from where I'm standing, right over in that corner.
The Great Pyramid, the role of astronomy in ancient Egypt.
This area is on ancient, holy land. It predicts the solstices and the equinoxes. In this observatory, there are 4 pyramid cornerstones the same size as the pyramids in Giza.
Now, I know you did not catch that sign, so I took a closer screenshot. As you can see, they tell you America is Egypt. So I hope you like this video. If you like to donate, I greatly appreciate it. Man.
Hey, wait a minute. We're gonna pause the record. Something ain't right in this move. Oh, I guess I'm not available. Fuck it. We're gonna just roll with it. I ain't about to hold on there. We'll keep it moving.
Now, for the first time, I'm telling white peoples and melanated indigenous peoples of North America why you should not let immigrants run our country. Kamala Harris told you that you have to apply for $750 with no internet during a storm, during Helena. You know what? I don't even want. How you gonna apply when it's a flood? How you gonna apply? But yet you can ride money to other countries. Oh my God! This is why you don't let immigrants in your country to control your government. This is why. You don't let immigrants control your country. Kamala Harris showing us why you don't let nobody control your government.
Word. Roll it.
Man, get in here. You're about to learn something very critical of why we can't be African American. And these pictures I'm about to show you, it's about to make a lot of sense behind these pictures that nobody ever thought about. But you're about to learn it today, so I suggest you stay for the whole post. Now, what you failed to notice, Dr. Martin Luther King got every Indian tribe around the country to sign a contract. But let me prove it to you. First of all, let me prove it to you. But if you'd like to donate $1, I greatly appreciate it. But let's continue. Do you see any Native Americans in this group? Do you see any Native Americans in this picture? No, you don't, right? So we all can agree that these hundreds of Indian tribes from around North America that are indigenous to North America. And here's why. Indian Civil Rights Act, 1968. We all agree, right? We all agree what we see. Public Law 90284. It is a federally law that protects the right of Native Americans and non-Indians. Right? Okay, we get it. And ensuring that the tribal government respect those rights. All right? So now ask yourself this one question. They calling us the Native Americans. Now, what do you notice? You only keep seeing us, right? Where is these feather-wearing Native Americans at? You see us, right? Now, you do not see them marching with us, right? Now, what it seemed like to me, they used us to get a law passed for them. Because we are the indigenous peoples of North America, as you can see. Now, let's get closer to this drum that you see. What color do you see right here? You see us. So they did the whole, let's use them switcheroo, and then let's get paid off the bill that Dr. Martin Luther King signed, and thousands of Indian tribes got together to sign this law. Did we do this with the word African American? No, we didn't. So now you understand the only legal term that we're supposed to go by is the Indian Civil Rights Act of 1968. You understand? Do you? Indian Civil Rights Act. Native American, two different groups of peoples. Two different groups of peoples. So now you have it. While we can't be African American, it's impossible. Man, get in here. Look, I just done a video about the White House, which is ancient Egypt. And everybody in my inbox saying, man, you could have been saying this in the first place. In the beginning of the video. Nope. You need to understand the backstory. And that's our problem. We want to get straight to the point. We don't want to understand the history and how we got here and how we lost everything. So you need to watch my video from the beginning to the end, and the ending will always be the best. So go back and look at that video of the White House and how that is the Egyptian White House. Man,
Facts. Y'all too fucking lazy. Roll it.
Man, get in here. Man, let me tell you what's been going on, right? I ain't been back in 4 days. But I've been cruising TikTok and everybody got a lot of receipts that America's Egypt. And I'm talking about some damn good receipts. But what if I can tell you, you miss one receipt of them all? The cum laude of them all. But before I start, if you'd like to donate $1, I greatly appreciate it, but I'm about to show you something that's about to blow your mind.
Boom.
Now, this building right here is more than 6,000 years old. This is antique. This is the building called the White House.
And that's why people keep saying, what a damn blueprint. And the logistics on building the White House. See what I'm saying? Nobody gonna show you that. Where's the ledger on the White House and the materials they have to get and ship and dibbity-bitty-bitty-doo? And that's some bullshit. Roll it.
Ask yourself, why is this called the White House? Because this is the same White House what was in Egypt. Yeah. Right? Ironic, right? Because there's no White House over there in Egypt, but this White House is 600 years old. But let's continue with the facts. If you read the history books, Washington, D.C. was called Rome, Maryland, when Rome took over Egypt. He was the last person to take over Egypt. He gave Egypt, right, to Queen Mary. Queen Mary gave Egypt to the Caucasus peoples in the Caucasus Mountains. And let's go down this rabbit hole. Now pay very close attention. Please. In ancient Egypt, the place called the White House. Y'all forget about the White House, right? Y'all thought the White House is called the White House is because it was white people's? Oh, no. It was called the Royal Treasury. Now, let me ask you a question. We all think history is hundreds of years old. Nope. It's actually...
Keep telling y'all, none of this shit that old, man. They keep trying to pretend it's not that old. That's why I said when your grandparents, your great-parents, and your great-great-grandparents told you shit, bitch, that shit is gold. It's solid gold. Do-do-do-do. Remember, cool. Do-do-do-do. Roll it.
Like 200 years old, maybe 3, right? What did we do before the Federal Reserve? It was called the Royal Treasury. What did we do before the What did we do for the Federal Reserve? I did. So the White House was a treasury. They kept all the financial records of North America.
Big Mama Bank.
Well, we did.
That's why it look like that. That's why it look like a big ass bank. Bank. Roll it.
Technically, they just infiltrated us and just moved everything in Washington, D.C. Technically, whatever. Okay, we get it. But this is just to add some speculation, or is it a coincidence? If you'd like to donate $1, I got more information about to blow your mind. Let's get it. Man, get in. Get in here. For the first time, I don't even know how to introduce the segment. This is the first for me. This is the first where I'm so confused to the point where the whole world confused. We all confused. And let me show you why we all confused. According to some DNA analysts, certain African Americans can trace their patrilineal lineage back to Egyptian pharaoh.
Yeah, the patrilineal.
Third? We all confused. So, did we come from Africa? Did we come from Egypt? Or did we come from Egypt, then came from Africa, then came to North America? We all confused. But the reason why we're confused, because of this little book, which is called a diary.
This little book of mine.
But if you'd like to donate $1, I swear to God, I got you. I'm going to show you some stuff about to blow your mind. So $1, $20, $100, 100,000. Donate to your boy. I got you. Now ask yourself this question. Slow down. Slow your man down, bro. Stay here. Slow your man down. Yes, the ancient Egyptians built mounds. Where does mounds originate from? North America. We keep telling you America's Egypt, but you're not believing us. Is this what it looked like? Day 2, half of the mound down, which is a pyramid. Look at me. Now, when you read what you just read, I don't want to corrupt your mind. I just want to use what the immigrants taught us. The term sub-Saharan Africa was first used by the economists in 1938. Same thing as the Jewish peoples. And TikTok. This is just comical. That they stole our heritage. This is just all lies. I told a lie. Don't even stop it. I just told a lie. Play the video. Man, get in here. For the first...
Y'all hear that shit, huh?
Stanley Kubrick.
This is Stanley Kubrick, and this is NASA and the Apollo logo. Here is Stanley Kubrick, and this is Neil Armstrong, the first man walk on the moon. There is a model of the lunar lander. There's Stanley Kubrick. Here you got NASA, astronauts, and Stanley Kubricks at the top of the set. Here they are simulating low gravity with wires around their suits. Here they are building the lunar lander. And there is Werner von Braun entering the lunar lander. Again, Stanley Kubrick from the back, and there is the set at the television. The lunar lander again, and the set with the astronaut. Now take a look. This is the footprint of the moon, the first footprint. And Stanley Kubrick is right there, analyzing the work. Here is Neil Armstrong, here is Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick and Apollo 11 logo there.
Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, these people crazy. Run it.
Man, get in here. A lot of people ask me, why do I ask for donation? Well, YT peoples hire our skin color to tell lies to the whole world. And they get paid thousands of dollars. Some people get paid $200,000 to tell lies to the whole world and to help out YT peoples. But I tell the truth to our own peoples, and I only ask for $1 donation. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Is that a problem? We can have our own peoples. Not to tell lies to our own people. The peoples that hire our peoples to tell lies to the whole world, that's on them. It's not on us.
Right. That's why I donate that boy $1. Every other day. If I watch more than 5 views, I'm sending that bitch $1. $1 bill, y'all. Wrote it.
Man, get in here. Hey, immigrants, stop going to other countries and being an invader. That shit is old. Stop it. Stay in your own country where God gave your ancestors. You will have more peace there. Don't matter what the immigrants of YT peoples doing to you. They doing to the whole globe. Stay in your country. Fight for what's that.
They can't, bro. They don't have a poppin'. It ain't got no energy. It ain't got shit. It ain't got that melanin magic. They so hurt. They butthurt. That ain't shit going on. They bored. They ain't got nothing. They don't know what to do, who to do, where to do, and why. That's why they keep trying to come to countries with black people shit. They just gotta make everybody else miserable. Cause they ain't shit. Roll it.
Don't think you can go to another country and then have peace and then complain about what they doing to you. Stop complaining about what they doing to you in another country when they doing to you in the same country that you just ran from. Stop it. Be a soldier. Be a soldier like the people in North America. We are soldiers in North America. Stop running here. Stop running here. Stay in your own country. Be a soldier. Show us that you are a soldier.
Man, word, I said it every day. I don't know what the hell people want. Roll it.
Man, get in here. Get in here. It's a secret behind this so-called Michael Jackson statue, right? But it's an Egyptian statue. Man, let's go down this rabbit hole. Let's go North America. North America's Egypt. And everybody, he's saying, hey, Gaddy, show us what you can do with the statue and show us the missing link to North America. It's actually really Egypt. I got you. I got you, my boy. I got you, my lady. I got you. But if you can donate $1, I greatly appreciate it. Now, I'm going to do something that's unorthodox. It's called unorthodox because it means that you're about to see something that don't belong together, but belongs together. Play the video.
Mississippi. Rosetta, Mississippi. Memphis, Tennessee. Alexandria, Louisiana. Cairo, Illinois. Luxor, Arkansas. Thebes, Illinois. Karnak, Illinois. Ramsey Springs, Mississippi. Nile, Mississippi. Mummy, Kentucky. Ramses, Phoenix. Faro, Oklahoma. Cairo, West Virginia. Karnak, Texas. Osiris, Utah. Egypt, Mississippi. Egypt, Kentucky. Egypt, North Carolina. Egypt, Arkansas. Egypt, Pennsylvania. Egypt, Texas. Egypt, Georgia. Egypt, Lake Florida. Thebes, Arkansas. Goshen, Alabama. Little Egypt, Utah. Little Egypt, Illinois. Stand up one time.
Now, he got a list of Egyptian mummies that's spread around North America. And if you look at the chart and the color scheme, that they have found so many Egyptian mummies in North America that they had to say, And if you'd like to donate $1 for this great secret, I really appreciate it. Man, get in.
Really?
Man, get in here. It's about to get sticky. Everybody wanted to make a part 2. They said they at least donate $1. So I gotta make a part 2 because now they're trying to figure out how it is these Native Americans and Europeans are related. But it's another group of peoples that's missing. Matter of fact, it's 2 groups of peoples that's missing that was on the reservation, still to this day. So allow me to go down this rabbit hole, put on your seatbelt, it's about to get sticky. Now this is where it gets deep. Deep is a group of peoples. Let me start off with the first group of peoples. Well, these peoples, you see them above my head, right? They was interned in camps during World War II. And when they was interned in these camps, on Native American reservation in Arizona. But more camps, including right here, right? By the thousands. And if you think I'm lying, here go more camps, right? But it also get deeper before they even came. This is the interracial in Great Britain, right? They was having tons of kids, and these Filipinos, Japanese, and white peoples, which is called British, was having babies, came to North America, right? And they say, wait, we need to give them a home. But how can we give them a home without the black peoples knowing? Let's do the Civilization Fund Act of 1819, where authorized the organization to run the schools on Native American reservations. Now you see where they came from, right? So if you'd like to donate $1 for part 2, this is part 2, it got sticky. But don't forget, there's more peoples called the Mexican and Puerto Ricans too. So let's take a recount. Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Filipinos, British, Asians, and YT peoples, all on the reservations. Man, get in.
Man, like I said, this shit run deep.
Now, this is about to be sad, but we have to have this conversation. I'm about to show you one of the greatest bank robberies in the history of the black Americans. Let me ask you a question. Do you think our banks is still up and running? You bet your life on it is. We just got robbed blind. But let me show you who else got robbed right along with us. As you can see, Haiti. In late 1914, the U.S. sent Marines into Haiti to remove $500,000 from the Haiti National Bank for safekeeping in New York, which unsurprisingly led to the United States completely controlling of the bank. The assassination. So not only did they get us, they got Haiti too. Now to show you that our money is being passed around, but not to us, read this very quickly. Heads of the U.S. Treasury, Freeman Bank form. So it's still up and running. Our money is still up and running, right? The base is still up, right? But it's in gold assets, right? Biden-Harris administration announced new private sector, right? To invest $3 billion in the community. Lenders. So we are the lenders giving everybody else money, but not our own self? Not our own. I thought the Freedmen Bank closed. I thought they closed. But it gets more interesting. Alright, so we're going to start here. The Freedmen Saving and Trust Company, also known as the Freedmen Bank, had 37 branches in 17 states and Washington, D.C., which they all closed down, but Washington, D.C. is still open because they move all the money, which turns into gold assets, which is worth trillions and trillions and billions and billions and trillions and billions of dollars. that they give to all the immigrants so they can open up businesses while we stay poor. While we stay poor. And as you can see, it was mostly in the South. $100,000 of deposits, right? But they said it failed. Okay, so it failed in 1874. How much interest did it gain today as of 2024? Let me know, man. Let me know, because evidently they use this as a slush fund. As you can see clearly, right? So why your pastors and your civil rights leaders ain't saying nothing? If this was Germany, oh, we gotta get the money back. Oh, if this is the Jews, oh, we gotta get the money back. Oh, if this is the Chinese, oh, we gotta get the money back. But when it comes to us, don't nobody know nothing, and everybody hush hush. All right, you see what's going on? We got robbed. Man, get in here.
All right, that's about enough. I'm just giving all my energy to this damn web. But I'm going to do another episode with, a lot of Gaddy stuff, because Gaddy be rolling, and it's cool, and get that boy a goddamn dollar, man, and stop bullshitting with people. But without further ado, I'm going to shut this down for the day. And I say I might do another video. I'm going to just let Gaddy roll with it, you know what I'm saying? He doing better than most motherfuckers in that so-called conscious community with this bullshit. But as I said, we have to do physical action in order for the spiritual world to respond to us. So all that just sitting there not doing nothing, that's a waste of fucking time, and you falling for okie-doke, and you're rocking yourself back to sleep. So without further ado, thank you all for watching. Hair, peace, and chicken grease. Yep, yep.